Yo, who that in chat right now? Who that in chat? We just started. What's with the confetti? Who's that? Now you're just gonna spam it. All right. Yo, whoever you are, what's up? How are you doing? Hope this past couple of weeks, hopefully this entire year so far has been great. It's already March, which is crazy to think about. 3 months since FGO JP ended, you know, EOS, you know, end of service, you know what I'm saying? It actually didn't end, you know. But tonight, or I guess depending on where you live today, they will be announcing the Chaldea Boys 2026, at least presumably. Because in the last stream, they announced the Valentine's servant in the event with Demeter. So hopefully this stream is going to be the equivalent of that, but for Chaldea Boys, it's most likely going to be. I mean, I don't know who to expect. I know there's some theories out there looking at the bonus servants, for example. If you go look at the list of bonus servants, Jack the Malay is there. And with Chaldea Boys, they usually release either a new male servant or they just rerun a servant with a new costume, kind of like what they did with Charlemagne in NA right now, where he was already released years ago, but they gave him a new costume, and then there you go. I'm hoping for a new servant, personally. What's up, Genric? How are you doing? Were you the confetti person in the chat? But with Jack the Malay being there, I saw some theories that we might get the male Jack the Malay, which would, yeah, I wouldn't mind. You know, Arcade just ended. You know, it entered its, or it's in the process of entering its end of service. I'm actually not sure when exactly it ends. I completely forgot the actual date. But Arcade's confirmed to be done and over with. I mean, it hasn't had new content for the past 2 years, almost 3 years now. So they officially announced their end of service like a month ago. So to bring some Arcade exclusive characters into the mobile game would be a pretty sensible thing to do. Jack the Malay being one of them. Of course, there's other servants as well, like Sita. Nebuchadnezzar, I don't think they're going to do him since he's just basically a costume for Castergill, but I wouldn't mind. Actually, that could be something they might do differently this year. You know, Castergill's obviously a male servant, so why not give him that costume? Otherwise, I really don't know who they're going to release. I mean, nobody really does, let's be real. I would like it to be like somebody in my thumbnail, for example. You know, I put Jack the Malay in my thumbnail, but I would like to see Zeus. You know, we've had a couple of Greek servants over the years, some Zeus action. Not over the past year, over the past 2 months, you know, with Flora and Demeter. So it would make sense thematically to have another Greek god or Greek servant. Maybe bring Zeus for Chaldea Boys. That'd be crazy. I mean, he might be too big of a name to release for Chaldea Boys. They might be saving him for like a bigger thing. But hey, why not? Why not, right? I guess they could also do Camazotz, but I don't know. I don't know about Camazotz. I like him, but for Chaldea Boys, I don't know if he fits necessarily. But we'll see. Usually it's like a pretty boy, right? I mean, if you look at the history of Chaldea Boys, Charlemagne, pretty boy, Proto Arthur, pretty boy. Although Moriarty is an old dude. Old Moriarty. I think he was one of the Chaldea Boys servants, if I'm not mistaken. But he still had swag. I think Camazotz is too much of a savage to fit the Chaldea Boys theme. But I guess, again, they could do whatever they want. And if you guys want to watch the stream, which I guess we're getting 6 quarts out of retweeting and whatnot, or reposting, whatever they want to call it. I like how they still say X parentheses Twitter. I don't think anyone is ever going to get used to just calling it X unless like you were just born yesterday or something. But this could be another violent situation where the boosted servants have nothing to do with the event. That is very true. That is a very, very valid point. Now, if we look at statistically over the years, usually the boosted servants, the bonus servants usually have something to do with the new servant coming out. Usually, but you are right. In the past, especially with like, you know, Violet and whatnot, they have, you know, kind of messed around with us. Yeah, I would like to see Jack the Malay too. I would love to see him. Again, I just would love to see servants that exist in other Fate projects, whether that be Arcade or even Strange Fake. Hey, I wouldn't mind seeing Jack the Ripper or Alcides or I'm trying to think of another male servant from I was gonna say caster like Dumas, but I don't think anyone would want to see him for Chaldea Boys unless he's like a 3-star, which would be like the rarity he fits the most in my opinion. I would love to see a Strange Fake Servant. John Fate Grand Order, yeah, no. John FGO, maybe. That's a huge maybe. I'm really wondering what those ascensions would look like. Otherwise, yeah, if they release it like just a brand new servant, I don't know. Because again, if you look at the past Chaldea Boys, usually it's somebody we're pretty familiar. You know what? I'm gonna look at the past Chaldea Boys servants just to see if there's a pattern. Although I think it's literally just that. It's like Pretty Boys plus Moriarty. That's pretty much it. That's like all the Chaldea Boys events in the past. Now, if they don't want to release a new servant, hey, at the very least, if they were to, I don't know, give Ozymandias an animation update and a costume, I wouldn't be mad at that either, because I love me some Ozzy, but he is non-limited too, so that might be a bit underwhelming to some people. To me, it would just be hyped to see him get an animation update. Yeah, I'm looking at the past Chaldea Boys. It seems to just be like Pretty Boys for the most part. Alter Ego Gil would be insane. Any variation of Gil would make my nut like hard. Like not even my dick, my nuts would get hard. Manifesting Grand Archer Gilgamesh, that would be interesting. Like have Gilgamesh be the raid up servant, which is funny because he just got a raid up in NA to celebrate Strange Fake. Have Gilgamesh have a raid up and then give him the Grand Archer costume, the naked Gilgamesh costume. That would be funny. I think a lot of people would be pissed about that, but I, just like with Ozzy, I wouldn't mind. I would be completely fine with that. After episode 9, Zurg Jack became my favorite. Definitely a grand when he comes out. Yo, dude, Jack the Ripper from Fate Strange Fake, dude, such a cool concept, right? I mean, when he was first introduced, he's like, okay, you could shapeshift. Okay, you could take a form of a watch. Okay, I guess that's cool. But seeing what he's able to actually do in episode 9 against Alcides, who is no joke. Now, granted, I mean, I don't want to spoil it. He's probably not going to win, right? I mean, I'm not going to spoil it. I read the light novel years ago, the manga years ago, but yeah, well, you guys know. But still, the fact he was able to handle his own for a good while is pretty insane. So I'd love to see Jack the Ripper, Berserker, in Grand Order. I just would love to see how they would do his ascensions. Now, granted, we probably already know at least 2 of his ascensions based on the latest episode, but I just want to see what they would do with him. Live too early. Never expect this too early. Yeah, usually I stream at like what like 2 hours from now, but they're having their little stream right now, so I was like, oh, I might as well stream. And I'm not working, thank God, because I missed the last stream with Demeter's announcement because I was at work, so might as well make up for it by streaming this. Yeah, From Hell is, dude, the last episode, insane. And about 8 hours from now, we're gonna get the next episode, episode 10. And I hope you guys are ready for Strange Fake. If you're not watching Strange Fake at this point, then can you really call yourself a Fate fan? Let's be honest. Let's be real. Let's be real. I don't mean to be that guy. I don't mean to be toxic. I don't mean to be gatekeeping, but like, come on now. If you're a Fate fan and you're not watching Fate Strange Fake, listen, I understand not watching Prisma Ilia. Okay, I get it. I understand maybe not watching Apocrypha. Maybe you just don't fuck with the main character Sieg. I get it. Maybe you've heard bad things about it. You know, all these other Fates, I understand. I get it. But Fate Strange Fake, you gotta watch. If you're a Fate fan and you're not watching Fate Strange Fake, then just uninstall FGO, assuming you have FGO. I don't know why you're watching this live stream if you're not even playing FGO at that point. But just uninstall the game and just like leave, honestly. Intro song is addictive. Already downloaded. I love the opening. My only criticism, because it grew on me, I'll be honest, when I first heard it, I was like, it's alright. I kind of like Fake It better. But the more I listened to it, the more of a bop it became. My only criticism with Fate Strange Fake's opening is it's too damn short. It's like 2 minutes and like 50 seconds or something. Most anime songs are at least 3 minutes and like 30 seconds, 50 seconds, whatever. Like, it's way too short. Way too short. And yes, the full version is out and it's only about 2 minutes and 50 seconds, which to me, it's way too short. Like, come on now. Jekyll and Phantom Opera are in servant bonus, so I'm hoping that there's... Ooh, animation updates for them, yeah! I mean, for sure, yeah, they definitely need it. There's some of the very few servants from year 1 that still need animation updates. Yeah, for sure. Especially Phantom of the Opera, I feel like he's one of those servants along with like Eric Bloodaxe, for example, who just have no content. They just don't care about them. At least Jekyll and Hyde, you know, they're from Fate Prototype. So inevitably, they're gonna get some kind of content when the eventual Fate Prototype event comes out. Coping, I know, but like still, at least they have that going for them. Phantom of the Opera and Eric Bloodaxe, and maybe there's like another servant I'm missing on the top of my head. I'm sure you guys could remind me. They're just forgotten servants at this point. So hopefully they at least get an animation update. Maybe a buff. I don't know. How's it going, Davon? How are you doing? I'm doing all right. Streaming a lot earlier than I usually do, which I'm honestly okay with. For real, you really can't see them in servant bonus this CBC. Yeah, no. Like, it would be cool to have content with them. Give them animation updates, maybe a buff or two. Boom. I asked Naruto about Gil having divine constructs in Gate of Babylon because Achilles Cosmos, and he said he can't reply without asking Nasu. Oh, did you ask him on social media? Because I know he's pretty active on Twitter, right? That's pretty cool that he replied to you. Because I saw him replying to other people as well. So I like that he's pretty involved with the Fate community, and he's also protecting the lore too. Because you know he can't make those decisions without consulting the Grandmaster himself, Nasu. You know what I'm saying? What kind of buff to Eric? Listen, I don't know what they could do with Eric. Just do something with him, because he's definitely one of those servants that are just like, okay, why are you here? Which kind of sucks because I remember a couple years ago on Reddit, the cesspool of the internet, right? On Reddit, I forgot what the post was about, but I said something along the lines of Eric Bloodaxe being the most forgettable servant, and there were at least like 10 people who were dogging on me, like not even like in a joking way, and not even like an ironic way. They were dogging on me, being like, "How is he the most forgettable? What do you mean?" It's like, wait, what? You guys? Okay, I didn't know there were Eric Bloodaxe fans, but I guess there are. So no offense to my Eric Bloodaxe fans, but like, come on now. Let's be real. If you compare him to like literally every other servant, like who the fuck is he? He's a guy with a blood axe. Like what are we doing here? Not to mention his design's kind of dog water. No offense to the artist, you know. I know the artist has gotten flack before because it's the same artist as Parvati's art, I believe, in Boudica. And they got, a couple years ago. I don't know if you guys were around like 7 years ago already. Something like that. When Parvati first came out, they got torched online to the point that they had to get out of social media and like delete their PixIV and stuff, which is really sad. You know, they got cyberbullied just because of their art. So no offense to the artist, but still, Eric Bloodaxe doesn't really look that good, like in the grand scheme of things. Granted, he's a year 1 servant. A lot of servants back then, I feel like the artists didn't put as much effort as they would nowadays with how big FGO is. Arthur NP animation to be updated. I never really thought about that. Yeah, I mean his animations itself isn't like atrocious, but I guess he does need something for sure. Camazots are Big Daddy LCDs. Yo, I would be down for anybody from Strange Fake. I know this is gonna sound insane. I just mentioned Dumas earlier, the caster of Orlando from Strange Fake. Even if they release him, I'll be hype. Like, I don't know. Everyone from Strange Fake, I would be hyped to see in game. I don't know if that's just me being super biased. No, it is totally me being biased. Let's be real. But like anybody from Strange Fake, I'd be like, yo, sick. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna have to mini screen the stream just so I don't get in trouble. In the past, I've gotten in trouble with showing their stream. So if you're wondering why I'm not like other streamers where they show the whole stream and with the audio and everything, I've gotten in trouble before and I don't want to risk it. I don't care if all these other streamers are able to show it. I ain't gonna show it. You guys could click on the stream yourself. But yeah, we're just chilling. Also, yeah, Eric needs something. He's actually a pretty good historical figure, or cool historical figure. He should have the same level of reverence as Romulus based on historical value. I mean, dude, like if we look at a shit ton of servants, there are some servants that low-key should be 5 stars that are like 1 stars, 2 stars, or 3 stars. Like it doesn't make sense for a lot. Like there's a lot of 5 stars that should not be 5 stars. Like I love Miss Crane, for example, but Miss Crane should not be a 5-star. Let's be real. And that's just one example. I'm sure you guys can name a shit ton of examples of 5 stars or 4 stars or whatever that probably shouldn't be in that position, but Nasu likes to change things up, you know, regardless of their history or whatever. Camazotz would be cool. I just don't see him being a Chaldea Boys servant. Now, I put him in the thumbnail just for the sake of putting him on the thumbnail. I just don't see him being a Chaldea Boys servant. I see him coming back in like a main story chapter or like in a serious big event of some kind. I don't see him coming out like just for Chaldea Boys. That just seems kind of random. No offense, another example is Jack. What do you mean another example of Jack? Oh, where Jack shouldn't be a 5-star? Is that what you're saying? Because I feel like Jack the Ripper is known enough. Like the concept and like the historical, like the actual historical figure of Jack the Ripper, the mystery behind Jack the Ripper. I feel like they're infamous enough to warrant being at least a 4-star and a 5-star even. I think they're like one of the more well-known, I guess, quote-unquote serial, well, not even quote-unquote, a serial killer. So it makes sense for them to be a high rarity. Now, if you're talking specifically the little girl Jack, maybe you have a bias against her. I know a lot of people don't like little girl Jack. I love her, but, you know, it is what it is. Then I'll agree to disagree. Listen, if you don't like little Jack, then it is what it is. No offense. But yeah. Yeah, he did took some time off. I did hear about that. I don't know anything about him getting hacked, but yeah. I really want Flat as a servant. Probably going to be my first NP5 on my main account if he's released. Ooh, Flat as a servant. So I don't know if you know... And if you guys did read the light novel, please don't spoil it for the people who haven't. But if you understand Flat's true nature, I'm very curious how they would implement him as a servant. Because so far in Strange Fake, at least in the anime again, like let's not talk about the light novel, let's not spoil it for people. So far in the anime, he's sort of this very talented mage that's very eccentric and very different from other mages. That's kind of all we know about him. Otherwise, yeah, we'll see. You guys will find more about him soon, and it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. So, I'm excited to see how they go about animating his little backstory, as well as if they eventually implement him in FGO. I mean, I would be hyped too. Again, anybody from Fate Strange Fake, hey, release them. I don't care what rarity they are. I will roll for them. Deadass. I would love to see Hippolyta, for example. Hippolyta would be sick. Obviously, Alcides, Jack the Ripper, we mentioned. Pale Rider would be cool. Yeah, literally everybody would be hype, honestly. Okay, I was gonna say their name, but I don't think they revealed it yet in the anime. The big giant robot thing. I'm not gonna say the name. Yeah, but it needs to be someone like Jack the Ripper, Strange Fake. Little Jack literally is akin to Kojiro levels of rank in the servant pool. Okay, yeah, no, I agree. Like, Little Jack, realistically, if we were to give, like, accurate, I guess, rarities, quote-unquote, at most, Little Jack would be maybe a 3-star. But I think the name value is what skyrockets Jack the Ripper to a 5-star. Just because of the name value and, like, the historical significance of the Jack the Ripper lore. But now that we have Berserker Jack should be the 5-star, and Little Jack should at most be a 3-star. But hey, you know, it is what it is. I'm not mad. I love Jack the Ripper. Both of them. I'd love to have both of them, see what their lines together would be. Yeah, Flat is sick. Flat is awesome. Too bad a certain French Avenger is... Nah, spoiler for us NA players. Oh shit, wait. Hey, yo, chill. Ordeal Call 2 coming out at the 11th, right? That will probably be my next stream, by the way. I will be streaming again on the 11th. Yeah, this is why you guys, if you guys are content creators, you gotta keep your account safe. Listen, I don't know how the guy got hacked, but hopefully he gets his account back and everything is all smooth over. I've seen a lot of like way bigger YouTubers get hacked and get their account back, so I'm sure he can work something out, right? That's like one of my biggest fears. Again, I'm not like a big content creator or anything, but if my shit got hacked, I would be in the Shadow Realm. I would be in the Shadow Realm for like at least 2 weeks. Because I don't know how long it would take YouTube to like address my situation given my relatively small following. Like obviously if you have 1 million plus subscribers, they'll probably prioritize you greatly. But if you're like me with like 10k ish, oh man, like they're probably not gonna pay attention. Little Jack exists, strange fake. She is my little sister. That would be cool. That would be cool to see like a little brotherly sibling kind of relationship between both Jacks. That would be the ideal. That would be the ideal. If they were to release Berserker Jack. Right now they're talking about again, if you guys want to see the live stream that they're having right now, they're talking about like the design of Ogamarie, which is fine, but obviously I'm here to see if they announce a new servant, which they're most likely going to be. I don't know if you guys have any predictions. I saw some Kamazots earlier. My personal prediction, if I were to bet money on it, if I were to put my dick on the table and bet my actual 2-incher on the line, I would probably say Jack Domalé, male Jack Domalé. But we'll see. We'll see in about I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour, who it's gonna be. If it's flat, it would be the first servant in FGO to be voiced. But oh really? Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Here's a fun fact: the VA is best buddy with Shimazaki Nobunaga. Oh wow. That's kind of weird then, how he hasn't voiced a single servant then, because Fujimaru, like, Shimazaki Nobunaga has been around since the beginning. Since the very beginning with Arjuna and then later Fujimaru, obviously Dantes. Voiced a lot of characters, right? So that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, male mole would be sick nasty with the sauce. Would be sick nasty. Again, anyone from Strange Fake would be sick. Again, episode 10 in about 8 hours. I don't know if you guys are ready. It's gonna be... the fact that there's only like about 4 episodes left. Because we got 10. It's confirmed for 14 episodes. Next season will probably be announced at some point. But episode 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 14. So we got 5 well, no, actually. I think it's only 4 episodes left. I think it's 13 episodes plus Whispers of Dawn. So that's like around 14 episodes. Damn, we only got 4 episodes left. Shit. I don't know if I'll be able to handle waiting another 3 years for the next season if they do decide to go that route. Hopefully they have everything like prepared and then they're just gonna release it next season or something. That'd be like really cool, but we'll see. I'll see these Jack the Ripper Berserker, please. Yeah, especially after the last episode, I think it would be like in their best interest to do that just to advertise Strange Fake. What's up, Banders? How are you doing? I guess for a servant flat, the other Escardos would work like Melisson. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, again, if you guys don't know Flat's true nature, hey, I don't know, hey, maybe avoid the chat a little bit, but like, holy fuck. That would be, that's a 5-star servant for sure. Like, for those of you guys who are like, Flat, a 5-star servant, are you insane? No. At least a 5-star servant. That bitch might even be the first 6-star servant. Like, that guy is, you need to know. You're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. 100% I had 0 interest in Jack before the battle. I'll roll for sure now. Oh yeah, and I think that's like on purpose. Again, you're introduced to Jack. He's just like a shapeshifter. He becomes a watch. He's just kind of there as like a fancy smartwatch, pretty much. But then, you know, he goes in on episode 9, brother. Yo, an Enkidu animation update. Yo, you just cooked. You just cooked, Generic. I think you got comment of the day right now. You're the very first comment of the day. I think that's gonna be a new thing for my live streams, bro. Like, I mean, you don't get anything but kudos from me, right? But I think you just got comment of the day. An Enkidu animation update would be so sick. So sick, just because, you know, his animations aren't horrible. Or their animations aren't horrible, but like, after what we see, what they're capable of in Strange Fake, and arguably even back in Babylonia, brother needs an animation update. Come on. Come on, just do it already. I would bust nut all over my table. My table is black. It would turn white in a second. Yeah, flat absolutely broken. Obviously, have you ever played any Resident Evil games? Yeah, I've played, obviously the classic, I almost said episode 4. Resident Evil 4, as well as the remake. Everyone's played that at this point. I played some of the spin-offs. I don't remember their name. They're like not in the mainline series, but I played some of them. I know the new one just came out, Requiem. I wasn't expecting it to come out so soon. Like, I am planning on playing it, but there's so many games I'm like planning on playing right now and that I'm currently playing right now. Like Pokopia, for example, just came out like 2 days ago, and me and my girlfriend have been playing that together. And I don't have a lot of time to play a lot of games, so like I only play like one game at a time, and that's the kind of person I am. So right now my focus is on Pokopia, and then at some point, I think in like 2 weeks from now, I'm probably gonna play Monster Hunter Stories 3. That's like the main thing I'm looking forward to. Yes, Banders, yes, Monster Hunter Stories 3, like a week and a half from now, I think, like the 14th, or is it the 13th? I think it's coming out of the 13th. It's in a week. Yeah, that's true. It's in a week. Yeah, that's gonna be like the game I'm gonna go hard on. I just went to the Monster Hunter Orchestra last week already at LA, and it definitely, like, I've always been a big Monster Hunter fan, but like being there around like other Monster Hunter fans definitely reignited my love for the series. I love Monster Hunter. It's like my favorite video game series of all time. If you've never played it, what are you doing? Do yourself a favor, go play it. If you're into dragons, if you're into swords and guns and stuff, like, you go play it, bro. Don't even worry about the story. The story ain't all that. It's all about the gameplay and like fighting the monsters. I'm hoping for a 5-star of Eric. That is okay. If comment of the day went to Genric, then Andy, I'm sorry, that's cope of the day, because I don't think, listen, for my Eric Bloodaxe fans, I respect you. If you haven't grailed 120, Bond 10, Bond 15 even, hey, massive respect to you. A 5-star version of Eric, I don't think is ever gonna happen. I hate to piss on your hopes and dreams, but like, hey, usually I'm optimistic, right? Usually I'm like, hey, you never know. I don't know about Eric. I don't know about that. Not that Eric, the Phantom. Oh, you're talking about the Phantom of the Opera? Okay, see, okay, that's a little bit different. That's a little bit different. I feel like I'm setting myself up for disappointment. I really want Flat. If it's not him, I'm gonna be disappointed. Oh man, I mean, listen, is he likely? He's definitely more likely than a 5-star Eric. But in the grander scheme of things, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna save him maybe for a Strange Fake collab event, although they might be saving Ayaka for that. I really don't know. I honestly don't know. I think Flight is inevitable for sure. I don't know about, you know, this upcoming Chaldea Boys, but at some point I could see him coming up. I mean, Archetype Earth and Yo Olga aren't 6-stars. Hell, even Solomon isn't 6-star. How would Flat come close? I mean, you're right. You're right. I was exaggerating earlier. I know I was overhyping. You know, it's like Gil should be a 7-star. Like lore wise, should be a like, if we're talking about lore, he should be a 7-star. But you know, he's not. So it is what it is. You know, this FGO we're talking about. Wonder how they will make Ayaka into servant. Hey, you never know. I mean, literally with Eris, for example, Eris is servant version. Literally has nothing to do. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing to do, but it's like pretty different from Eris from actual Fate Requiem. I know Fate Requiem was the update. I know that's the meme, right? Like they've abandoned Fate Requiem. But if you look at Fate Requiem's Eris and then compare it to FGO's Eris, it's night and day difference. Like they're not even the same character at that point. So they could release Ayaka and like just fuse her with like a random servant and like, okay, there you go, there's Ayaka. They could just do that. Like it's as easy as that with FGO. And you know what? People would still roll, assuming she's not the welfare, right? She's most likely would be the welfare. I mean, a welfare Kana Hanazawa character would be pretty lit. Not gonna lie, would be pretty cool. I haven't played the well, I've only done one turn. I'm like bond farming right now in NA, getting prepared for the Witch on the Holy Night event. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really worried about rolling for Alice because I want to NP5 her, and I think some of you guys might be rolling for Aoko, for example. Maybe I feel like most of you guys are probably saving for like Spacer Rush or CL later in the year. Let me know who you're saving for. But I'm saving for Alice, and Alice should be coming out either at the end of this month or early next month. Most likely early next month, since we're still getting Ordeal Call 2. I mistakenly said Ordeal Call 3 a couple weeks ago in one of my videos, but Ordeal Call 2 is coming 11th, which I will be streaming. I'll be playing through it as fast as I can. I think I have work the night before, so I'm going to be very tired. But either way, I'm going to be streaming Ordeal Call 2 at the 11th, and then a week from then should be when Dantes drops, or the Count of Monte Cristo, and then maybe a week or two after that should be when the Witch on the Holy Night event comes out, which is gonna be lit. Because I'm gonna be rolling for Alice, and I'm a little bit worried because I don't really got the most quartz in the universe. But you know what? Your boy's still gonna try his very damn best. What's up, Jewel? Shion? Jewel Shion 6978. How you doing? I famed 500 of Grand Berserker this week. Farmed 5. God damn. Hopefully I could farm another 500 for Grand Land. You are insane. You are actually clinically insane. You need to go to a hospital. You need to go to a therapist. That is crazy. I mean, I respect it. I mean, bond farming, like I've been saying for the past couple years, if you ain't bond farming, I ain't know what you farming, bruh. Especially the people who say, "Oh my God, it's another dead week of FGO." It's not a dead week. You're just not using your time wisely. You could bond farm. You could just do that. Like, oh, maybe you don't need QP, maybe you don't need EXP cards, maybe you don't need ascension items. But hey, I could guarantee to you this: you don't have every servant bond 15, so you might as well get started, right? Like, granted, that's not my goal. I just want to get the quartz. I don't really care about bond 15ing every servant, but still, like, come on now. Let's be real. You don't have everyone bond 15, so you might as well pursue that and get quartz along the way. I'm down to only 380 golden apples. I like how you say only. There's people out there who don't, like, who farm the fuck out of, like, lotto events, for example, and have no golden apples, and they use their rainbow apples, right? But that's insane. Good, ready for the new servant? Yeah, I'm ready to see who it is. I'm very excited. And the gacha, or the event, isn't dropping until the 10th? Or it might be the 11th as well. It's funny because in the 11th we're getting Ordeal Call 2 in NA, and I think we're also getting the new event in JP, so both things are going to coincide a little bit. It's always funny when JP and NA kind of, you know, sync up in a weird way. So the gacha isn't tonight. I don't want anyone to get, you know, to cream their britches right now. Because there's not going to be no gacha rolls in this video unless somebody donates $100, and I'll roll for whatever the fuck you want. But otherwise, they're gonna reveal the servant tonight, most likely. Gonna tease the event, and then that's it. That's it. Is there a CBC event with more than one servant? I mean, like a new servant, or like a servant with like 2 servants with costumes? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Bond farming is basically me farming for 30 quartz already. Bond 15, both Kojiro, Oberon, and Bitch. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to bond 15, or not bond 15. I'm trying to bond 11 right now. Bazette, just to get that 30 quartz, because every quart matters, man. Every little bit matters in this game that we call FGO. Whatever I want, and Saber Safa is running right now. Banders, if you're willing to spend $100 just to see me throw like a multi-shot at Astolfo, then hey, I respect it, but like, I'll feel bad, honestly. I'll be like, damn, bro, like, you just gave me $100 just to do this. Like, come on now. Granted, it will pain me inside. Like, it's high risk, but also high reward, because if I end up getting Astolfo, I will be so fucking pissed, because that could have been Alice. That multi-shot could have been used on Alice. And I will forever curse you till the day I die, till my last dying breath. In fact, even when I die, I will come back as a spirit and haunt you. And who knows, maybe you'll, like, I mean, knock on wood, maybe you'll die before me. I will haunt your spirit when I die. That's how hard this is gonna go down. That's how much this will be important to me. I had a spare 100, I'd be getting Stellar Blade or something. Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, spend your money wisely, guys. Don't be spending it on some dumb shit. Unless you're like a billionaire, then hey, throw me a mill. I don't care. But I assume there's no millionaires watching right now, or billionaires watching for that matter. But if there are, hey, if you like me enough, hey, throw me a mill. Maybe even 100k. This is 100k. I wouldn't mind. Hell, I would even take 10k. I would even take 10k. Like, I ain't gonna complain. Free money, you know what I'm saying? Free money. Copium, since Archer Herc is different than LCDs, can I cope odds you're gonna get at least 2 Hercs in the future? Maybe. I could see them putting them both in one Spirit Origin. And maybe depending on the ascension that you put them in, that might change their class and skills. Or they might have like a skill to where he transforms into Avenger LCDs, maybe. Although that's not really what happened in the anime, for example, right? But still, you know. I don't know. I see them releasing LCDs first before Archer Herc, but hey, you never know. I'm of the opinion that they're probably just gonna release them both in one Spirit Origin, just to keep it simple. And then maybe have like a skill, or depending on Ascension, you know, you could change their or his class to Avenger, because why not? 5-star Neo Jalta retrain, hopefully. No way. I mean, hey. You know what? Yeah, no way, because unless Jalta grows a penis, like she wouldn't work for a Chaldea Boys for sure. Unless Jalta grows a penis, which some of you guys might be into. Hey, I know some of you guys are into Uncle Man, for example, right? I know you guys are into that weird big dick energy shit, but if you guys like Futa as well, then you know, I wouldn't be surprised. Also, right now the 1/2 AP for Embers is pretty good. I'm low on Embers and trying to 120 my NP5 Grand Logress. Ooh, nice. I don't know if I want to commit right now. Okay, so you're committing to 500 plus farming the Berserker Grand Duel, but you don't want to commit to farming EXP? Interesting. Alright, okay. I mean, priorities, right? I mean, I respect it, but like, it's just interesting that like, I don't know if I want to commit to farming EXPs. But I'll farm the Grand Duel 500 more times. It's like, okay, well, you know, you could maybe take a break from that and like farm some EXPs while it's half off AP. You know, I'm just saying you could do that, but like, hey, more power to ya. More power to ya, big dog. Farming EXP is boring, not gonna lie. Okay, I mean, you got me there. You got me there. I mean, there's nobody on this planet who's farming EXP or QP for that matter. It's like, oh man, this is the funniest thing I've ever done in my life. I'm like, no, absolutely not. At least the Grand Duels, it's one turnable for the most part, if you have the right servant. I don't know who you're using as your Grand Berserker, but for me, I'm able to one turn it just by bringing a support Grand Kintoki, for example, which a lot of people have him Grand. Or if I can't find him, maybe an NP5 Summer Castoria. She works pretty well as well. So it's a little bit more engaging, but you know, I get it. XP cards are a little bit more boring, as they say. Okay, let's go do that. I use FGA for farming XP. Yeah, you could do that too if you know how to use FGA. Like, there's workarounds. Or you could. There was somebody in my chat who literally pays somebody else to play FGO for him. I don't know if he's in chat right now, but I'm just like, brother, if you have money to pay somebody else to play FGO for you, like, I don't know. That's like fuck you money. Like how do you have that? Okay, I'm not able to kill this Olympian soldier. That kind of hurts. Kind of fucks up my shit, but okay. My comp is Lohi, Paul Bunyan, and support Castoria. Easy one shot. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. Okay, I gotta wait till I get my skills back, but that's okay. Borgen will be mine next year. Just need someone to give her overcharge. Oh, you will be your Grand Berserker next year? Yeah. My Grands next year for NA is more or less going to be the same. I think the only difference will be instead of granding Musashi Saber, I'll probably grand Ibuki Saber, and then everything else will be more or less the same. Like, I'm still obviously going to grand Gilgamesh. Like, why would I not for my Archer? Grand Enkidu, because why would I not? If I'm granding Gil, I got a grand Enkidu. That's just how it works. That's just how it be. Grand Rider Ozzy, of course. Grand Assassin Shuten, obviously. I mean, shoot. Brother, if I got this, bro. If I have this, a signed autographed card of Shuten Aoyuki just posted up in front of me, I look at it every day and just like worship it. If I'm not granding her at that point, bro, I'm insane. Why would I not grand Shuten? I know she's not the strongest. I know she's not the best. I know her animations aren't exactly the most engaging, you know, all that stuff. But it's Shuten fucking Doji, voiced by Aoyuki. Like, of course, I gotta grand her. Like, the fuck, why would I not? Why would I not? She's like my favorite FGO original servant. I mean, not gonna lie, she's kind of tied with Tiamat right now, but they're both voiced by Aoyuki, so kind of works out. Would Francesca work for White Day? You got me there. Oh man, I mean they would have to release Francois Perlatti, but they could probably make one of these sections Francesca. That's interesting. That's very interesting. She has some of the best dojins. Just saying, hey, you said it, I didn't. You know, you said it, I didn't. It is what it is. I mean, it's a fact at this point. I think that's just a God-given fact. I don't know if she isn't the strongest or best at farming. She tends. That's what I'm saying. I don't care. Now, granted, and this is why I love Summer Tiamat so much. Summer Tiamat allows Shuten to 3-turn farm efficiently, because the problem with Shuten's NP as an art servant is that she doesn't really get enough refund back, even with double Castoria. It's just the way her NP works. It's just not enough hits, not enough NP gain. But with double Summer Tiamat with Shuten, you could 3-turn farm with that. It's not a perfect 3-turn like NP loop, but you're able to defeat one of the nodes or one of the turns with just crits. Because Summer Tiamat is just insane, so gotta appreciate Mother Tiamat for that, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna have to do that. For now, I'd put my grands as so. Okay, Bargus, yeah, Durga, Medusa, Taigang, Asher Savior, Kama, Morgan, Ushigozin, or I quit for extra 1 and Domon for extra 2. Yeah, my extras are probably gonna... Actually, my extra grands might change. I'm definitely still gonna grand Tiamat for my grand alter ego for one of my grand extras. Because right now in JP, my other grand extra is Hakunon, which I don't regret, don't get me wrong, but I kind of want to change it up in NA, at least a little bit. So, I'll see about that. Because I have Arquid NP5, I feel like I have to... Because I NP5'd her so easily, I don't mean to flex, but literally it took like 300 quartz to NP5 her. So she was really nice to me, and I really liked Tsukihime and really liked her character, so I feel like, you know, it just kind of makes sense in my head, in my cranium, to grand her. I just feel like it makes sense. Plus, even from a lore perspective, like, I mean, come on now. Here's a fun fact I learned recently. Aoyuki was in Super Sentai. Really? I mean, I feel like she's been voice acting for a while, so I guess that makes sense. She's been acting for a while. Let me rephrase. She's been acting for a long time. Summer Tiamat saved me quartz for being my arts and quick support. Don't need to roll for Castoria or Scotty. That's what I'm saying. Like, Summer Tiamat is insane. I know that sounds ridiculous to maybe NA only players, or like players that don't really pay attention to JP or don't play JP at all. But if you don't have Castoria or Scotty, or Summer Scotty for that matter, brother, just roll for Summer Tiamat. Try to get her at least NP2. The higher the NP, the better. And you won't, theoretically, for farming, strictly for farming purposes, you don't need Castoria or Scotty. Strictly for farming. For like, I guess, challenge quests and whatnot. I guess it depends. But if we're just talking strictly farming, look at Yui, already bond 9. Already bond 9 Yui. You already know I take these bond farming very seriously. But you just need Summer Tiamat, and then you're good for the rest of time and space. I have her bond 15. I've had her bond 15 for like months now, and I still use her. I don't think I've went back to using Scotty or Castoria, aside from like the occasional challenge quest here and there. Like, it's literally just Summer Tiamat, just hard solos. Well, she doesn't hard solo, but you know what I mean. It's like, that's all I need at this point. I want to see more Three Kingdom servants. Oh, Guan Yu, for example? Yeah. Yeah. Why not? I want Dante in NA already. Such a cool character. You gotta wait another year, right? So not another year until that Ordeal call comes out. Or not Ordeal call, that... He's not even a Ordeal call servant, right? He's a Chaldea Boys next year? But he's involved in Ordeal call 4. I don't know. The timelines are getting confusing in my head now. I'm getting old. I'm Unk status. I'm almost Gramp status, to be honest. I'm getting up there in age. Yeah, okay. Okay, Chaldea Boys, for sure. CBT, to be honest. CBT. Summer Tiamat is next year, right? Oh yeah, next year, for sure. It's over. After I'm done rolling for Alice this year, I'm going all in. Most likely on Summer Tiamat. There's a chance I might roll for CL. Maybe. But the main goal after Alice is Summer Tiamat. Like, actually. Just to put things into perspective, if you have her NP5, which I know is asking for a lot, but just for example, if you have her NP5 like I do, she performs better than Castoria and performs better than Scotty when it comes to looping. That's just a fact. In terms of like output of damage, in terms of NP refund. But if you have her only NP1, she technically performs less than them. NP2, I think on the same level as them. Once you go over NP2, better. Just like not even a question. I'm sure someone's gonna do the math and be like, actually, according to my spreadsheet, it seems that it's not really comparable. Like, I'm like, okay, no, let's stop there, bro. Let's stop there. The math doesn't math in my head. For how many insanely good banners are going to be available this year on NA? I just had to quit. You just quit after you're like, this is getting too much. There's too many great banners. I can't handle this. It's too overwhelming. Hey, respect, I guess, if you actually did quit. Oh, see, Summer Tiamat isn't this year. She's next year. Now, granted, they released Richard early. They're not gonna release Summer Tiamat early, but I'm just saying, they released Richard early. If they were ever to pull that shit with Tiamat, I would be so fucking pissed. Like, I love her, but like, please don't release her early. I would actually be quite annoyed by that. Do I want her right now? Do I miss using her when I transition to NA after using her for hours and days on JP? Yeah, I do miss her, but like I ain't trying to like roll for her right now, to be honest. Crazy how Castoria finally got actual competition. I would have never betted on it. Now, granted, Castoria in a longer battle where the enemies have Pierce. Okay, Castoria is probably better. However, Tiamat offers buff removal resistance, offers debuff resistance, and offers just normal invincibility. Not even like the Castoria level invincibility. So, depending on the battle, Castoria might, or Summer Tiamat might be better, and vice versa, right? So it really depends on the situation. Now, if you use them both, forget about it. Like, I'm pretty sure I beat the final boss of FGO Part 2 with Summer Tiamat, Castoria, and I want to say Enkidu. Like, it was over at that point. Like, there was nothing the final boss could do. I'm pretty sure. Because Summer Tiamat prevents debuffs, prevents buff removal. Then we got the hard defense with Castoria's NP. It was over. It was over. And then, on top of that, Summer Tiamat also heals with one of her skills. It's not a lot of heal, but still, you know, a heal is a heal. That's one of the things Castoria teams struggle with, is healing. Because if, for example, in a longer battle, if you take damage here and there, that's going to add up. But with Summer Tiamat, you know, she kind of helps prevent that from happening. You'll never catch me rolling for dupes on a support servant. Alright, Iki Monogatari. Like, I understand. I get it. But you're just wrong. You're just wrong for that. Like, that's your opinion, and I respect it, but you're wrong. You know, that's the thing about, you know, nowadays in society, right? Not to get too deep here, but, you know, some people are like, you know, it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. Okay, yeah, I respect your opinion, but you're wrong. It's okay. It's okay to have a wrong and misinformed opinion. It's okay. It's okay. Like, I'm sure I've said things in the past where you guys are like, oh, okay, no, I don't necessarily agree with that. And that's fine. That's fine. An opinion could be wrong. What about the story lock servant mains we must suffer by spending on story banner? To do you guys who do that, like, unironically, hey, I salute you. You know, I respect you, but like, Jesus Christ, I would never do that. I just barely got the servant support, or otherwise I'm not getting multiple copies. Okay, I mean, in principle, I get it, not rolling for multiple copies of support. But no matter what, if you like the character enough, whether they're support or damage or whatever, I feel like if you have the quartz and the tickets, and you really like the character, that's more than a justifiable reason to roll for more copies of them. It just so happens that Tiamat, a character I really like, one of my favorites, just happens to be one of the best supports in the game. I was gonna NP5 her no matter what. Like, if you guys go back to my stream where she was released, I told you guys straight up, I'm gonna NP5 her no matter what. She just ends up being one of the best supports in the game. It just kind of worked out like that, but I don't look at it from like, oh, gameplay and then if I like the character. Like, no, if I like the character, I'm rolling for them. No matter what. And if I love them, they're getting NP5'd. I may occasionally roll a bit on story just to get a palette cleanser between some banners. That's insane. I'm trying to think. Besides when they implemented that one free roll a day in the story banner last year in JP, I don't think I've ever rolled story banner. To me, there's just like no legitimate purpose to it. Now, granted, if you do that, cool. I just don't understand the purpose of it. Because like there's way better banners, way better events to prioritize. But hey, if you don't take the game that seriously and you just want to roll just to scratch that itch, you know what? Whatever. You have no idea what I've suffered when rolling for caster coup copies in the story banner just before the coins were implemented. Wow, yeah, that's I can only imagine. That sucks. Right before the coins are introduced, that's diabolical. Because at least with 4 stars and 5 stars, they retroactively give you coins. For 3 stars and below, they're like, yep, you're fucked. It's just fucked. It's messed up. And I get it, it might be hard to track the 3 stars, but Jesus. I can't even imagine. That reminded me of getting Richard, then Charlie a few days later, back-to-back sabers. Well, congratulations. I don't know if you guys saw, but I've been rolling for Richard. He's not gonna have a rate up anymore, but I was rolling for Richard in my Fate Strange fake reactions, and in the last one, I ended up getting him. And I have a friend who was like, oh, I won't roll for Richard because he got power crept. And I'm just sitting there like, hey, listen, okay, this goes back to what I just said, right? Everyone has their own opinions and priorities, right? But like, for a single player game like FGO, where there's no PvP, there's no real competition or whatever, the idea of rolling for a servant purely for like how good they are, rather than if you like the character or you think they're cool or whatever, that just doesn't make sense in my head. And maybe I'm just like a old head in that regard, but like, if I don't like a character, I'm not rolling for them. Like, I fuck the gameplay at that point, and vice versa. If their gameplay is like really good, but I don't like the character, I mean, it hasn't happened yet, thankfully. I'm probably not gonna roll for them. Yeah, I don't care about the power creep. I really don't care. Like, Richard is a badass. He's really cool. His animations are cool. He's the only servant with Hiroki Saruno as their NP theme, which is just the biggest flex of all time. His ascensions are sick. His third ascension is like still one of the coolest surprises I've ever seen from an ascension. Like, rolling for a servant purely for meta reasons, I don't know. Like, I kind of get it. It's like, okay, you want to enhance your account, so maybe you don't like Oberon, but you know he's really good and really good for your account. I get that to that degree, but somebody like saying you won't roll for Richard or you're not interested in Richard because Lord Logress is better, I'm just like, okay, I guess. I mean, you can kind of apply that with most servants, to be fair. Like, if you're only rolling for the best playable servants, then, like, you know, I don't know. That's just me. I loved Richard, character in Fate Strange Fake, and ended up rolling NP5 even after knowing Logress exists in JP. Yeah, no, I think, again, for a game that has no PvP, no competition or anything, I think that's, like, for me, the best way to experience FGO. Just roll for the characters you like, regardless of the gameplay. Like I said, before even knowing Summer Tiamat was even good, I love her that much that I'm willing to NP5 her, regardless. She just happens to be good. Or one of the best supports in the game. And even back then, I remember when Enkidu was considered not a great servant. Still rolled for him, or still rolled for them. Because it's fucking Enkidu, dog. Like, the hell? What are we talking about here? Better is an understatement. Logos is just on another level compared to any other AoE's buster. Okay, yeah, okay, then that's fine. That's fine. But I just can't imagine myself being like, yeah, I'm not gonna roll for this servant even though I think he's cool. I'm gonna roll for this other servant that I don't like as much, but they're just better in every other regard, as far as being a better looper, being better skill-wise, being better in challenges. I was like, okay, I mean, in this game is literally designed to where you could win a lot of these quests with like 3 stars and lower. Like, it doesn't, gameplay does not matter, meta does not matter in the grander scheme of things. Once you're able to figure out how to 3-turn farm, for example, as well, there's a lot of budget teams out there. You don't need the best out there. Same thing with challenges. You don't need the best out there. You just, if you could get through the quest, you could get through the quest. And there's some people who take it like super seriously where, yeah, I don't know why I use that skill. To where, oh yeah, this servant is better than this servant, even though they're really close, but this servant takes less clicks because it doesn't need plug suit, or this servant takes less clicks because you only need to use 2 of their skills instead of all 3 of their skills, or this servant is better because their NP is 2 seconds shorter than this other servant, so they're more efficient when it comes to farming. I'm just like, yo, y'all are doing way too much. Like, I get it, you want to be as efficient as possible, but like, what are we doing here? Like, less clicks, less seconds? Like, come on now, ain't nobody, who gives a fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, again, if you like that, if you're all about like that super efficient, like, I want everything to be as fast as humanly possible, and you're that anal about everything, like, okay, whatever, but that's just crazy to me. That's just, what? As long as I win the quest in three turns, like, I'm okay. Like, that's the bare maximum that I'm willing to be like picky about, like, oh, how much time is this gonna take to finish this quest? Like, being like, oh, this servant's NP is like 2 seconds longer than this other, it's like, that's crazy. Well, more power to you. More power to you. Just got the 30 quartz from bonding Koyan to 13. I'm gonna use that to summon Sigurd. Wish me luck, y'all. Alright, good luck, Ikamonogatari. Sigurd is a pretty fun servant for crits and whatnot. Almost forgot about this too, but I'm gonna start a challenge for FGO called Red Boys, where I only use red-haired or mainly red servants. I'm assuming red is your favorite color, right? Red is actually my favorite color as well. I think that's... Let's think about this. So, based on your profile pic, I assume you consider Shiro redhead. So, it doesn't have to be like, you know, like red, but like red-headed, you know. I think it's possible. Red-haired or mainly red servants. Okay. Would you consider Gil? Because he has like red on his, you know, tacit or whatever, and then red eyes. I don't know if he's mainly red though. He's mainly gold. No, nobody thinks about Gillen's like, yeah, that guy's a red dude. Yeah, they call him the Golden King. They don't call him the Red King. Does red hair count? His name's Red Hair, but he's brown. But I mean, he does turn orange reddish in the third ascension, so I guess, kind of. Did you actually get Sigurd? Congrats. You said you were gonna get... Hey, if you're watching the stream and you roll, you're gonna get the 5-star you want. I'm just saying, that's just how it works. So congratulations, King Cinnamon, for getting Sigurd. This is how it works. Especially if you like the stream. If you like the stream, forget about it. You're gonna guarantee get a 5-star in your next rolls. That's just how it works. Only red-haired, so... Well, he said only red-haired or red servants. I mean, Gil has a little bit of red, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, you're welcome, King Cinnamon. Have fun, training him, using him. He's, okay, I didn't want, Castoria to die, but it'd be like that. Yeah, this is gonna be a grind game now. I mean, I'm definitely gonna win because of Yui and Castoria, but like, Jesus. So that's what asking, does Alco count? Oh, Alco! Yeah, she does get red hair in her after user NP, so I'd say that kind of counts. Can confirm I got Yamato and Dargar watching the New Year's stream. That's what I'm saying, Banders. See, we got witnesses. We got witnesses on the stand. If you watch my stream and then you roll while watching, you can't watch and then like click away. Like, no, you gotta have it playing in the background at least, and then you roll. Doubly so if you like the stream. Then you're just, you might as well get a lottery ticket. Granted, if you get a lottery ticket and you win $1 billion, like, I'm just saying, like, can you, like, you know, throw me a mil? Just throw, like, what is $1 million? If you're a billionaire, what is $1 million? Just throw it at me. Like, it is what it is, right? Like, you're not gonna notice it being gone. Almost for, yeah. I win everything with by 120 Gilded A caster. That's insane. I respect it. Because I know there's a lot of fans of him. Because he's genuinely, like, all his heinous acts aside, he's a very funny character in Fate Zero. And I don't know if that's necessarily why you like him. Maybe you like him for other reasons, but he is somewhat a likable character in terms of, like, being an entertaining character to watch. Not a character I would hang out with, certainly not, but still. Finally got my copy of Archer Guild. Oh wow, congrats. He does have a rate up right now in NA, so that checks out. That checks out. So congratulations. Anyone who's smart enough to roll for the King of Heroes deserves the King of Heroes. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have enough IQ to decide, I'm gonna roll for the King of Heroes, I'm gonna roll for Gilgamesh, then you deserve him. Because that shows you're smart. That shows that you understand the value of having the king on your side. Granted, in real life, if you summon him, there's like a 50-50 chance he's gonna backstab you and like not like you. Not even a 50-50 chance. It's more like a 95% chance, with the 5% being like he might actually like you. Like, it really depends. If you're like a brown-haired girl, he might like you, more than likely. But if you're an older dude, then I don't know about that. Are you rolling for NP6? I want to, but here's the thing: Alice is coming out very soon. And would I rather NP6 Gil or save my quartz for a copy of Alice or a couple of copies of Alice? Because God forbid I roll for Gil right now, and it takes until pity until I get him. I'm gonna regret my life. Like, granted, it's Gil, you know, obviously, you know, he's my main, he's my favorite servant of all time. But I don't know about all that. Plus, he's one of the servants who gets like a shit ton of raid ups a year. So I'm not really worried about him, especially next year. Once next year rolls around, everybody's gonna have a raid up multiple times over. So I'm not really worried about Gil. Plus, there's also the prospect at some point in the future, granted this is probably like 2, maybe 3 years from now, when the inevitable Fate Strange Fake event comes out, that he's gonna have a raid up along with Fate Strange Fake CEs. So why would I roll for him now, even though I already have him in NP5, when he doesn't have other exclusive things with him? So I'd rather just wait and, you know, take my chances with like the Destiny Order summons. I'm always gonna put him into my Destiny orders, so might as well. Plus, he's like the only archer I would put in my Destiny orders. There's no other archer like I really want. So to me, it would be a waste to roll for him now, regardless if I get him or not. And then when the Destiny order happens, I'm just gonna put a random archer there because there's really no other archer I want. And then what if I get that archer? And I'm just like, well, that could have been the Gil I rolled for. So I always think about things in that way. Like, okay, am I gonna regret this in the future? Granted, even after 11 years of playing this godforsaken game, I still make mistakes. You know, I still get tempted, and then I roll, and then I regret it. You know, it is what it is. Nobody's immune to that. 3 5-star sabers in the past 3 weeks. My luck for the... Oh, you're the one who got you got Richard, then Charlemagne, then Sigurd. That's crazy. You might be like You might be perfect for like a real life Holy Grail war, because they say the Saber class is the best servant to summon in a Holy Grail war. You might need to participate, my guy. King Cinnamon, you might need to like find yourself in the Mages Association, sign up, see what they could do for you, hook you up with like some kind of catalyst and see what happens, you know? Granted, there's really no Holy Grail war that, you know, proceeds as it's meant to proceed. There's always some bullshit involved, but hey, fuck it. You might have you might even be like the protagonist if you summon a Saber. Yeah, so you might even survive to see the end of the war. Got 2 Gilgamesh and 1 multi. Ooh, nice. MP2, let's go. MP2 and 30 quartz, so I stopped there. I mean, that's, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. God damn, this quest is gonna take forever. Damn. Okay, they've been recapping. I've been glancing every now and then on the live stream. They're now talking about Valentine's, so they might start talking about the new shit soon. So I don't know if you guys have any last minute predictions, but really don't know. Really don't know. Oh wait, wrong guy. He's the guy who fired arrows against other archers and even Super Ryan and Gil. He's like a mecha. Got Tomatomo, who I got a couple weeks ago. I actually don't remember exactly when I pulled him, but no, I got him when I was rolling for Ushigoza and Yui Shosetsu, and then I got the wrong Minamoto, which was kind of fucked up, but it's the game we play. That's the game we play, fam. It just do be like that. Is there any like, because I know with King Cinnamon, you talked about getting like 3 sabers in the past couple of weeks, pretty much, like in a very short period of time. Is there a single class for you guys that just spams the fuck out of your account? I know mathematically, like, I don't know which class has the most servants. So if you really break it down mathematically, there's probably like a class that stands out above all the rest. But for me, I'm trying to think of like the class that spams me, like spooks me the most. It might be Berserker as far as gold servants. It might actually be, because I always get like a spook Berserker for some fucking reason. Yeah, Sabers and Berserkers, I feel like those two, it's usually them. Personally, I think protagonists having summoned Saber is overused. Why don't they ever summon someone like Archer or Caster? It would add some shot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a good, maybe you need to be a writer. You go talk to Nasu. Maybe he's gonna entrust you with a new Fate spin-off that's not gonna see the light of day after like 2 installments. Not throwing shade out there for like Fate Requiem. I'm hoping that the one Fate spin-off that I'm hoping actually finishes and maybe eventually gets an anime would be Type Redline. That shit's so fucking good. Haven't read the latest chapters in a minute, but back when I did, when I was catching up with it, it was a pretty good time. I wish they focused more on animation updates for older servants. The OG cast, yeah, no, I mean, I agree. Like, I'm not gonna argue with that. Do we know when Strange Fate Volume 10 is coming out? No idea, man. No idea, because it's kind of crazy. The anime, at least the first season, is gonna end soon. 3 more episodes or whatever. And the light novel's not even done yet. So I don't know what the plan is on that. Maybe go tweet at Naruto. Maybe he's gonna answer you. What about Fate Lost? See, that one has a excuse because it never properly started, to my knowledge. At least with Fate Requiem, it had like a couple of volumes, if I'm not mistaken, and then it hasn't been updated in 10 million years. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I would love to see that story get fleshed out because I'm very curious on Bernhild's and Sigurd's daughter. I'd love to see like how she is, like in terms of like who she fights, and like the other servants as well. The other servants look sick, or they conceptually sound pretty cool. Rulers and Avengers spam the most. For you, extra classes spam the most? That's crazy. If extra classes were a single class, the amount I got from them surpasses any other. That's really wow. I feel like in JP maybe I'm the same because I think I like an NP5 Tilla Lock, for example. I NP5 like NP Tender at this point. In JP, she just loves to spook for some reason. So I feel I kind of get that in JP. But like Rulers and Avengers, I don't really see them too often. When I see them, it's kind of a surprise because I'm not used to seeing their card. Are you gonna brace yourself for today's episode? Oh yeah, no. Oh man, this latest episode. Oh, you guys are not ready. I feel like I say that with every episode. Well, like this next episode, episode 10, coming out in about 7-8 hours. And yes, I will be uploading my reaction as per usual. It's gonna be lit nasty. I mean, the previous episode literally ended, or like the entire episode was like Jack versus Alcides, and of course Gil versus Richard, and then all these other characters is like watching. And then at the end of the last episode, we see what's his name, John Wingard, just get absolutely wrecked. So this episode's gonna follow up on that, and it's gonna be action packed for sure. It's gonna be action packed. Yeah, Fate Strange Fake has been so far. I mean, for some people, a couple of hiccups here and there as far as like pacing and like maybe animation. Some people were like talking about the animation, but for the most part, I've been seeing largely positive things about it, which I'm really happy about. I was worried, not gonna lie, I was worried that like the UFO table dick riders, I love UFO table, don't get me wrong, but the UFO table dick riders would be like, oh, should have been animated by UFO tables. The animation looks like trash compared to Heaven's Feel and UBW, which, I mean, objectively, right, the animation isn't quite as good, but it has its own charm to it, to where I'm just like, you know what, maybe in terms of special effects and whatnot, it's not as good as UFO Table's Fates, but it's still fucking really, really good. Like the animation style, especially episode 6, stylistically one of the best Fate episodes ever, easily. So I'm having a really good time watching it, and I'm glad to see that most people are as well. John is the real MVP of the war. Yeah, the MVP of getting his ass whooped, maybe. The biggest Arturia fan of today versus the biggest Arturia fan of his... I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Richard is literally the biggest Arturia fan. And then Gil, like historically speaking, when we look at like the Fate series, he is Arturia's biggest fan too. He wants to riz her. So I didn't even think about that. Yeah, the one who wants to riz Arturia versus Arturia's fanboy. Like that's... You just kind of blew my mind. I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah, the biggest simp versus the biggest fan. That is a crazy way to view it, yeah. What have you missed? You've missed nothing, Sibsart. I've just been yapping. They haven't been announcing anything to my knowledge. I actually saw a lot of opposite people calling out UFO Table because they say A1 is doing way better. I mean, in the end of the day, it kind of depends on opinion. Like, some people, I'm sure, are tired of UFO Table's, I guess, animation style. It is a little bit of the same old, especially if you watch, like, Demon Slayer. Like, it's a lot of the same stuff. Like, it looks great. But after seeing the same kind of effects over and over again, and, like, you know, the camera angles and whatnot, like, at that point, it's like, okay, you're just flexing. Like, come on now. Like, this doesn't really serve the story. I get it. I feel like A1 is doing a really good job adding its own little charm to Fate Strange Fake, to where you're able to overlook, like, it's less, I guess, stunning effects, because they've been doing a good job in every other department, in my opinion. I didn't even notice you switched to your JP account. Yeah, I had that shit prepared, bro. This is my, it's not really a 3-turn farm team, it's just my bond farm team in JP currently. I'm trying to bond 11 CL, because I'm trying to get them quartz in online. Trying to bond 15 Caster Gil as well as, I almost said Archer Gil, but I guess technically it is Archer Gil, Kid Gil. Because as a Gil fan, you know, I like to pride myself as one of the biggest Gilgamesh fans on the planet. At the same time, it is a crime against nature itself to have Caster Gil and Kid Gil not be bond 15. That's just unacceptable. Like, I get it. Like, you guys throw stones at me. Like, I deserve it. Like, I need to be crucified, because that is a cardinal sin as a Gil fan. So I'm working my way towards bond 15. They're both bond 14, I'm pretty sure. So I'm working my way to bond 15 with both of them. And then after that, I could pretty much complete the game. Yeah. Fake Gil fan? Yeah, no, it do be. I am a fake fan. I am a fake fan. A strange fake fan, actually, in fact. I'm saving for Grand Nova and Logres. And you got quite a long time, bro. A year and a half. Yeah. Just boo me. Just boo me. I deserve it. I deserve it. L's in the chat, to be honest. L's in the chat. I didn't bond 15 Caster Gil or Kid Gil. Yeah, I definitely deserve it, fam. Wait, is it confirmed that Strange took the... I'm not gonna say anything, although you can kind of tell from my reaction. I'm not gonna spoil it for people. Guys, avoid the chat if you don't want Strange fake spoilers, but yeah, you know, it do be like that. Yeah. Remember to bond 15 Aussie since he's besties after... Yeah, is he number 2? I feel like... Okay, if we're looking at Gil's besties, obviously Enkidu is just like number 1. Like, no questions asked, nobody's even comparing. I feel like Hakudon is like 2nd place, if we're just looking at Fate lore. I think Ozzy's probably top 5. Would he be number 3? As far as bestie? Maybe throw in Kide there, although Gil kind of just saw Kide as a means to an end. As far as like, I'm bored as fuck and Kide's kind of entertaining. I don't think they were actually friends. Like, I don't think they were hanging out at the bar after a long day at work, you know? I don't think that was happening. But, I'd say Kide. Okay, Kide might be number 3, and then maybe Ozzy number 4. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know who would be the 5th guy. Maybe Fujimaru himself. Not sure. What about the King Conquerors? I mean, Gil respected him, but I wouldn't call them friends. They were cordial, you know, they were professional. And then Gil had to whoop his ass, obviously. You know, respectfully, of course. Respectfully pulled out Aya, destroyed him, traumatized Waver in the process, and Waver's not been the same ever since. But, you know, respectfully. Respectfully, of course. But I wouldn't call them friends. They were just, like, professionals. L Fake fan, all Gilma should have been 120 NP5 by now. I mean, my Caster Gil and my Kid Gil are 120'd and maxed out. The only thing that's not maxed out is their bond. And I think Caster Gil's appends, just because when it comes to appending 4 stars, like max appending them on non-welfare 4 stars, it's kind of a bitch, not gonna lie. It's kind of a bitch. Because you gotta pull a metric fuck. I don't know how many in total on the top of my head, but you gotta pull a lot of the 4 stars. What were they doing on the stream? I have no earthly idea what they were doing on the stream. Just been looking here and there. Just here and there. Hell no, Jack. Aritsuka makes it also in top 5 and Ozzy over Kide since they both Gil and Ozzy think they're the biggest glazer. I mean, you know, the top 2 for sure is definitely Enkidu and then Hakudon. Anybody after that, you can kind of switch around depending on the situation. So I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Why are you finding the mechanical worm from Terraria? Bond purposes, my G. Bond purposes. Mr. Banders. Mr. Cockmaster Flex. Yeah, you thought I forgot. Think it will be Archer Heracles? That would be sick. Even though Archer Heracles only appeared technically for like maybe a total of 30 seconds in the anime, the special effects they had with like the lightning bolts on his chest and like his body, I don't know, it just looks so sick. I would love to see that in FGO. Okay, a total left field throw here. The new servant is Marduk, the guy who beat Tiamat. Ooh. No, I'll do one even crazier. It's gonna be Tiamat's husband. If you guys didn't know, lore-wise, Tiamat has a husband named Abzu. Who died before Tiamat, and then humanity and the rest of the gods went after Tiamat after, but there's also Abzu, so maybe they do that. Yeah, that's a me for a yo. I would love to see him, just to see like how they would, because they made Tiamat into like the most motherly. Obviously, when you first are introduced to her in Babylonia, she's like this menace, but now as a servant, she's like this motherly, caring, like the perfect mother, so to speak, right? That also wants to brainwash you and make you think that you guys are besties from high school, and Loki kind of wants to, you know, do more than just motherly things to you, but otherwise is a pretty good mother. So I'm curious how they would do Abzu, if they would make him like a strict father or something. I don't know how they would do it. But Marduk would be cool too. Anything from Babylon, like the Babylonian, Mesopotamian lore, would be kind of sick. Abzu could get in line? That's crazy. Because I think in Fate lore, the gods went against Abzu. Just Abzu strictly. And then Tiamat was just kind of okay with it. Because she loved her children more than she loved her man. Which is kind of crazy, right? But I guess, you know, that isn't that crazy. I think a lot of parents would be like that too. Where they love their kid more than they love their partner. But then after Abzu was slayed out, you know, the gods went against Tiamat, and Tiamat was like, what the fuck? I let y'all slay out my husband, now you want to slay out me? So I'm curious how they would implement him, if they were to implement him. Since we got Anubis and Alter Nito, what if we get a Ra or Set in? Ooh, that's kind of cool. That would be cool. I would love to see, like, yeah, more Egyptian deities in FGO, or just pharaohs in general, just more Egyptian stuff. I love all the Egyptian servants they've been implemented. Granted, there's only like 4 or 5 of them technically, but they've all been pretty cool. If Heracles Alcides appeared in FGO, would he be another archer or avenger? I think they would just put them in one, and then there's like a skill where you could change him to avenger. That's how I would do it, just for simplicity's sake. But I know the Heracles dick riders would love to just see more Heracles content in general, but yeah. Marduk totally would be another mega god, a complete opposite of Tiamat. Probably just because, like, we see how big his axe is in Babylonia, so it's like, okay, he's either a giant or he's a mecha. Which, I mean, they've overused the mecha thing with the Greek gods already. I would like for the Mesopotamian gods to just be more or less normal gods. I know that's weird, like normal, quote unquote. But yeah. Orpheus, oh yeah, that would be cool. I need Zhou Yu or Zhao Yun in FGO. Maybe for another rerun, the Samurai Remnant collab. Yeah, no. I mean, his design is right there. His NP is right there. There's still servants from Samurai Remnant in general who are not in FGO. But you would think they would pull the trigger on them, but maybe they're waiting. You know, why not? Ozango, give us Shinji, face Perseus, and my life shall be yours. That's insane. I mean, I'm down for it because I know Shinji's one of the most hated characters, but just like with Gilded, for example, I just find him so fucking entertaining that even though I would never hang out with him and be friends with him in real life, I would roll for him for the sheer purpose of him being an entertaining character. Like, is he in my top 10 favorite characters of all time? Hell no, but he's entertaining. When he's on screen, I laugh. He's funny. So, like, I would just roll for him just to see what his lines be with Gil, if Gil would have a line with him and stuff like that. That would be his main purpose. On Samurai Remnant, I want to screw Tomoe. That's okay. I'll admit, but give us Yoshinaka. That is Banders. Her husband would destroy you, and then she'd probably destroy you too. Because she loves her man, clearly. But hey man, and NTR, some people love it. Yo, who's like the one servant? I feel like it's Mashu. I was gonna ask who's the number one servant who has the most like NTR dojins. I feel like it's Mashu. I feel like 9 times out of 10, if it's not a vanilla dojin, it's most likely NTR. It's most likely Mashu getting fucked by some fat dude. It has to be. But aside from her, who would be like the second NTR servant? I don't know if anyone actually looks at. I mean, let's be honest, we all do. It has to be. Stuff. Oh man, you're right. I mean, is it NTR though? I mean, I never looked at it myself, like as hard as that is to believe, but as soon as I see Astolfo on the cover, I'm just like, I'm good. Ashika's guild trauma. But I remember when that dojin first released back in 2017, I think Gilgamesh was literally trending on Twitter, and like there were people legitimately hating on him because of that dojin. I remember like there was like a small little era, I guess, where people were hating on Gil just because of that dojin, even though it's like not canonical. I guess technically if Gil was more how he is historically speaking, I guess that would happen. But it's just funny that that's the power of certain dojin artists, like bruh. Like Gilgamesh was literally trending because of that. Gilgamesh and Mashu, of course, but yeah. I want more American servants personally. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind. Like I was gonna say more presidents, but like they've already kind of screwed that idea up with Thomas Edison essentially being a conglomerate of all past and present presidents. For some reason they made him like that. But there are a ton of American historical figures outside of presidents that they could implement, for sure. Yeah, they were hating him because of the Dojin, for real, for real. So many people burning him. Yeah, I know. I was just like, damn, bro. It sucks too because it happened right after the Babylonian anime was released, where everybody was loving Gil, and then that Dojin came out, and then everybody started hating Gil. I'm just like, y'all fickle as hell. Plus, it's not even canonical. Come on now. Yeah, more Native Americans would be sick. More cowboys and cowgirls would be sick. There's a ton they could do. I just don't know how far they could go with it because American history is like somewhat recent, but it could also be controversial depending on like the characters that they decide to implement. Like a big portion of our history, of American history, has a lot to do with like slavery, for example. So I don't know if they would even touch that, because that might be too like sensitive, too touchy. Maybe like 100 years from now, like when FGO is still continuing, and then my grandson or like great grandson or whatever is still playing my account, maybe they will implement future American servants. Not gonna lie, RJ666 Saber, I know you said Ronald Reagan, but for a quick second I thought you said Roman Reigns, which is a wrestler. I was like, they would not release a WWE superstar as a servant, and then I was like, oh no, that says Ronald Reagan. I had the chat so small that I had to like double take. I was like, Roman Reigns, what are we talking about here? But seriously, I thought that Dojin was older than the anime. It definitely was released either after or at the tail end of the anime, but it definitely coincided at the very least. Yeah, the tribal, the Chaldea chief. Yeah, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. They would never do that, but that'd be crazy. FGO somehow is gonna go for another 10 years. I could see it. Again, this conversation has been beaten to death, but as long as it keeps making money, and as long the story itself, the main story, is good enough for the hardcore Type Moon fans, it could theoretically go on for not even another 10 years, maybe another 20 or whatever. Technically, it technically could. But, and as long as Austin doesn't get tired, I guess, of, you know, his insane paychecks. We know he's like a billionaire at this point. And of course Aniplex as well. Aniplex, Sony, Lazingle. You know, they're just swimming in the cash right now. They are just swimming. Sorry, autocorrect. No, I just read it wrong. I'm just stupid. Yeah, see, somebody like Harriet Tubman, like, big historical figure, right? Would make sense as a servant. Maybe like an Avenger servant or something like that. But I don't know if that's too touchy for FGO to implement, in my opinion. I think it would cause controversy of some kind, because let's face it, a lot of people, especially in the US, are very sensitive. So if they were to release Harriet Tubman, or maybe like, I don't know, Martin Luther King or something, that might be too soon. But like, just as an example, like, I don't know if that would go well with the Western audience, because, you know, we're kind of sensitive, not gonna lie, we're kind of sensitive. I say we, but like, you know, I don't really give a fuck. But, you know, some people are. Some people are. Australian servers? Yeah, that'll be sick nasty with the sauce. That would be sick nasty. I could see FGO going for another 20 years. The OG fan would be 60 years old, but that's crazy, yeah. Like, if FGO goes on, like, assuming you're still playing and you didn't quit because you're burnt out or whatever, but if FGO was still going on 50 years from now, 60 years from now, depending on your age, and you're in your deathbed, are you passing on your account to, like, your descendant? Assuming you have a descendant, hopefully you do. I mean, if you don't want to have a descendant, then more power to you. But are you passing it on, or are you dying with that account? I think if it were me, if my kid or grandkid or whatever at that point was as into Fate as I am, or more into it, I'd be comfortable leaving my account with them. But if there's literally nobody in my immediate circle who has the same level of passion for Fate as I do, I'm gonna die with the account, because I'm not gonna let them have it. and ruin it or sell it or anything like that. No, it's dying with me, fam. Like, I don't care if it's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's dying with me. It's the email address attached to it. It's forever gonna be with me. Its code is forever gonna be with me. Like, fuck you. But again, if they're as passionate as I am and I could trust them with my account, then yeah, y'all could have it. But otherwise, fuck you. I know recent history is a bit off limits. Yeah, for sure, definitely. But some early presidents, people from the American... Yeah, no, I agree, I agree. Gotta keep that legacy alive. Yeah, gotta keep that legacy. Like, that would suck, man. Like, if... man, just thinking about it, if I were to have a kid and they're, like, not a fan of Gilgamesh, I think I would put them up for adoption. Like, dead ass. Like, you're not my son. Like, you're not related to me. There's no way. If my blood is coursing through your veins and you're not glazing Gil, you're not my son. That's just how it is. I'm sorry. There's no earthly realm where that's even a possibility. There's no way. I might just have to put you up for adoption. It just is what it is. I don't think my son would want an account with 120 Gilded. Hey, I like, all jokes aside, like, why did you 120 him? Is it for the meme of it, or do you genuinely like him? If you genuinely like him, then hey, more power to you. Future kids are probably gonna not be into FGO because they probably will be more crazy looking games, and no way they're playing FGO. I don't know about you guys, but if I were to ever have kids in the future, I'm making sure I'm raising them with growing up with stuff that I grew up with. Like, that might sound fucked up, but like, hear me out. There's a lot of brain rot out there that a lot of kids are experiencing now, and like, they're just growing up in like a fucked up mindset and stuff. I don't want them to grow up like that with brain rot. I want them to grow up with the good stuff. I'm gonna expose them to all the classic anime, all the classic video games. I'm gonna make sure they grow up with a good head on their shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we're not fucking with that 6-7 shit, bro. We're not doing all that. Yeah, we're not doing all that, bro. I think your future child might be another generation of Arturia simps. Maybe. So what if I were to name... I was having this conversation with my girlfriend the other week. What if I were to name, like, my kid Gilgamesh or something? I would not do that. I would not disrespect the king like that. But, like, they would have no choice but to like Gil, right? If they were to be named like literally Gilgamesh, they would have no choice. 6-7 speak. All right, Kevin. All right. I don't know how old you are. If you're above the age of 25, I was gonna say 20, but I'm gonna give it some leeway. If you're above the age of 25 and you think 6-7 is funny, like, I'm sorry, I can't fuck with you. There's no way. I just can't. There's no way. Gotta make my kids stare at Gilgamesh's pictures every day, make sure they're obsessed with him. I mean, that's akin to brainwashing, but I respect it. That's the kind of brainwashing I could be, I could fuck with. I know it won't happen, but the guy that failed art school as a servant would be funny as hell. Wait, who's that? I'm 24 and I still think it's stupid. Okay, there you go. Okay, maybe 20 plus. Maybe 20 plus. Not even like 25. That's so crazy to me, like, and I mentioned the story in the past, how I found out about the 6-7 meme is that my girlfriend at the time, she just came home from work and she was asking me, like, hey, do you know what 6-7 means? I'm like, you mean 69? She's like, no, 6-7. I'm like, I know what 07 in the chat means. I know what 69 means, obviously, but I don't know what 6-7 means. And then I had to look it up. You know, Unk status. I didn't even know what it was. And then I was just like, I don't even get it. I don't get it. What's so funny about this? But, you know, again, it just is what it is. Just from a different time. Or 68. Stuck between those two. That's a funny way to think. Yeah, 68 is literally stuck between a shitty meme and a sexual position. Like, that's... Damn, 68, bro. Like... Well, maybe I'll name my kid 68, bro. He's definitely not gonna get bullied. And I brought this up in the past. My nephew is named 7. So it's not out of the realm of possibility for another family member of mine to be named after a number. And yes, my nephew is probably going through it right now because of all the 6-7 memes. His name is literally 7. So I could only imagine that he's currently in university right now. So I don't know. Oh, 30 quartz. Okay. Thank you, Nobukatsu. 30 quartz. Sick, nasty. Call him 6 for the memes. No, I'm not gonna bully him, bro. He probably gets enough of it at school. I'm not gonna be that guy. And plus, I only see him once in a blue moon. I don't want him to be like, oh goddamn, there's Uncle Jack again. He's gonna talk about 6-7, thinking he's so cool, being cool with the kids. The new meme. Like, no, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. Okay, you got 3,663 quartz. Sick, bro. Sick. If I had to name my kid after a number, it had to be 0. I mean, that's a cool fucking name. That's a cool name. In your opinion, who is the servant that will be revealed? I think male Jack Do Malay, personally. That's like my bet. But it could be anyone at this point, you know what I'm saying? What I love about FGO memes aside and stuff is the fact that all servants can be used and be made good if you invest in it. Yeah, no, that's what I was talking about earlier. That's why I don't understand the perspective of only rolling for meta servants or only rolling for servants that are not power crap, because it's like you can make any servant work depending on the situation, depending on what you invested in, depending on the craft essence you have. It really depends. Like, I'd rather use my favorite servants than the best servants, and like I keep saying, it just so happens that a lot of my favorite servants happen to be really good servants, but sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes it doesn't really coincide like that. I guess I will bond with the okay, can't fit you. Can't fit you. Who's a bronze servant I wouldn't mind bonding with? Who do be a bronze servant? Or do I just give a bond grill to? No, I don't really want to give a bond grill right now. Bronze servants, let's see. I mean, there are must roll meta defining servants you have to get though, aside from those. Yeah, I mean, that's like what? Maybe 6 servants, 6-7 servants that like that fit that criteria, like Oberon. Let's list them down. The servants that are must-haves. Even in my own tier list videos, I even say that they're must-haves. Oberon for sure, Castoria, Scotty, Summer Scotty, Koi and Skya for sure. In my opinion, Summer Tiamat. If you disagree, then you're high as fuck. That's 6. That's 6 of them. You could say, oh, Waver, and you know, well, Waver you could pick as your 5-star ticket. So like he's pretty much a free servant at that point. Plus he could spook you. Rhaenys, you don't really need her. Like, she's not a must-have, but she's just nice to have. Otherwise, it's pretty much like 6. Like, you know, that's it. That's pretty much it. And then everyone else you can make work. You know, some people are like, oh, yo, Ibuki Berserker is a must-have. Like, not really? Not really? Like, yeah, she's a great looper, but like, there's a lot of budget loopers that could get the job done. Like, you don't... She's not really a must-have at that point. Yeah, Merlin. Yeah, okay, yeah, Merlin. You could throw Merlin in there. I mean, I feel like his value isn't quite as high as the other servants, but, you know, he does work in longer battles for sure. Who's a bronze servant I should bond with? I'll let the first person to name a bronze servant. That's who I'm gonna put in the team. Waver after his buff is a maybe on must have. Maybe. Okay, Jason. Okay, you were first. I think Jason's already bond 12, but I don't mind. I don't mind bonding with him again, giving him a bond grill. Yeah, somebody already answered. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta give him a bond grill. Or whatever the hell it's called. I can't even... Okay, there it is. If they haven't... They're still yapping, right? On the stream. What if they don't tease any, like, of this Chaldea Boys thing at all? Because I know it's scheduled to come out relatively soon. Alright, Jason, you're gonna be, 'cause I'm running out of Bond girls. I know 14 sounds like a lot, but it's really not. But I'll gladly use on Jason. I kind of like Jason. You know, Jason's cool. I know he's kind of a dick in Okeanos and, like, in general, lore-wise, but if you've read Olympus, or not Olympus, Atlantis, he's a pretty cool dude. He's a pretty cool dude. What are your thoughts on Husbando the Shining Star since he's coming soon? I have no opinion of him because I've never used him in my life, so I can't tell you. I'm sure somebody in chat is more knowledgeable about him, but I have no idea. How did you get your master EXP to go to 190? What do you mean? Like, they increased the level cap in JP a couple months ago. I guess that's how I'm gonna answer that question. There you go. Okay, let me go ahead and keep and use my last pod. I think I have some strengthening quests I still need to catch up on, so I might as well use this stream as a means to get those done. I need an NP5. So this is like the only or one of the few weaknesses of Tiamat teams. If you want to maximize the damage, not only do you need your own NP5 Summer Tiamat, assuming you want to max damage. If you don't care about max damage, and it's what it is. But if you want to maximize your damage as much as possible, you do need 2 NP5 Summer Tiamats. In terms of farming, like normal event farming and normal daily quest farming, you don't really need NP5. But for this quest, for example, I feel like having that NP5 Tiamat is quite nice. Quite nice. I'm gonna come out of left field and say we're gonna get Azrael. I mean, he's in the thumbnail. He did cross my mind too. He did cross my mind too. After Olympus, Jason is okay in my book. He really went above and beyond. Oh yeah, no. Like the character development, because it's the same Jason. If I remember correctly, he has memories of Okeanos. So it's the same exact Jason that was a dick in Okeanos, who was a complete asshole to Medea and whatnot. But he really turned himself around in Atlantis. Like, he was still a pompous little bitch, but hey, he pulled through, especially towards the end. He really showed his strengths as the leader of the Argonauts. And we could really see why Heracles puts him at such a high regard. Like, even, like, I don't know if you guys caught this in Fate Strange Fake. I want to say episode 8 or episode 7. Where Alcides' master was basically talking shit about Jason. And even though Alcides got corrupted by his master and was basically made to be, like, I guess loyal to his master, like forcibly so, he still threatened his master to be like, don't talk shit about my boy. Like, which is kind of crazy, right? Like, that's... He subjugated Heracles, turned him into Alcides, turned him into a killing machine with no morals. But the moment he started talking shit about his boy Jason, that Heracles came out. He was like, hey, yo, don't talk about him like that. It's like, all right. Like, he low-key looks at Jason the same way, in some ways, in the same way Gil feels about Enkidu, and vice versa. So even though Alcides is kind of a little fraud-ass motherfucker, like, he still got a little bit of that morals in him, bro. Just don't talk shit about his boy. What's up, Jaeger? Homie Hunter, how you doing? Jason is his boyfriend. I like how anytime there's like 2 guys who are like bros in like anime or like in manga or whatever, automatically like, yeah, we ship them. We ship them. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. You're probably just joking around, but like, it's just funny how that works out a lot of the times. The fact that Jason tries to protect Berserker Heracles is crazy and is anything but a bad friend. Yeah, no, you could say whatever you want about Jason. He's a bad husband, a bad lover, maybe even a bad captain, which that's pretty arguable. That's pretty arguable. But a friend? I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that, man. Is there anything that's been revealed in the stream? So far, nothing. We've just been yapping, dog. We just been yapping. Yeah, history will say they were just roommates. In all fairness, Heracles had his... Yeah, I mean, you're right. A lot of... even Gil, too. Like, if you look at Gil's... Like, the Epic of Gilgamesh and, like, the kind of orgies he had with Enkidu, like, you know... Gil's kind of fruity, too, which, you know, it is what it is. I'm not saying it as a negative thing. It's just a fact. Yeah, Galahad, even though I put him in the thumbnail, he's probably not coming out for Chaldea Boys. That'd be kind of random. I'm really leaning towards Jack Dumoulin. Just because female Jack Dumoulin has a bonus in the event, which is kind of weird to have a female servant have a bonus of the event, and particularly weird for her because we have the male version in arcades, so like why not? Yeah, Greek myth especially. Like everyone was fucking everybody. Like, to put it plainly, if you want to know the gist of Greek myths, everybody was getting fucked by everybody. Granted, the gods were doing a lot of the fucking, and a lot of times it wasn't really consensual, but either way, there was a lot of busting of nuts, so to speak. A lot of incest as well. Like that just goes without saying. Corrections, I mean, yeah. He was doing a lot of fucking, I mean, Poseidon too. He was doing a lot of fucking too. But Zeus, yeah, a lot of it. A good chunk of it. Perseus was the only Greek hero who had a happy life and wife. Andromeda. Yeah, I mean, there's really not that many historical, like, myths where there's a happy ending. It's usually pretty bittersweet. Usually pretty bad, to be honest, but yeah. I'm super tempted to NP5 my Charlemagne at NP4. Ooh. How many courts you got, though? I might just push you over the edge. How many courts you got? If you're about to tell me you got 900 quartz, hey man, go for it. You just need one copy. Okay, Kano-san's finally coming out. He's waving his hand to the sky. He just got his FGO hoodie on. Looks like a really comfy jacket, actually. Pretty thick as well. And he's getting ready to either fuck us all or make me feel good about myself because I'm going to be able to skip this banner. Super hyper MH stories. Yeah, no, dude. What? 7 more days? A week? Gonna be sick. Gonna be sick. Yeah, I already played the demo. Damn, 20 hours of demo? That's insane. I got like maybe like 2-3 hours on the demo. My girlfriend has like 5 or something like that. She's into it as well. I made Tiamat in MH stories. Because I was like, I wonder who I could make. And I made a pretty good looking Tiamat. If I do say so myself. I don't know if I'm gonna keep that design. I'm gonna play as her, but like we'll see. I don't like Alcides because this guy is trying way too hard to be edgy with that. I can kill children gimmick. It's so you're not cool, bro. Hey man. He's not meant to be likable, but you know, people will love Heracles no matter what. So I think you're in the minority in that regard. They can release arcade servers now and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they could do that. Jack Dumoulin, that's like... Okay, besides Jack Dumoulin, there's Sita, who's obviously not going to come out for Chaldea Boys. There's arguably the Beast version of Nero. I know we already have Beast, Draco, and whatnot, but like that design, I mean, that I guess needs to be playable. I mean, I guess it doesn't need to be playable, but it would be nice. Then we had Nazar II, Caster Gil's costume. Basically the closest we've ever gotten to a Gil altar. Who else from arcade isn't in Grand Order? I feel like it's just a bunch of costumes now at that point. So it's really just like 2 servants when you really think about it. Okay, yep, CBC2026. All right. Any last predictions? Yeah, it's going to be coming out in the 11th. I believe maybe like 12 hours before Ordeal Call 2. So that's going to be fun. If it's a servant I am actually interested in, I might actually stream twice in a span of 24 hours, which I haven't done in a while because of my work and, you know, just in general, there hasn't really been anything in both Grand Orders that would necessitate that, but yeah. Proto-Gil? Yeah, no, Proto-Gil would be sick, but it's not gonna happen because, you know, they just don't want to do it for some reason. They're pussies. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Lozango. You guys are kind of pussies. Berserker Jack would be sick. I think a Fate Strange fake servant is somewhat likely just because they want to advertise the anime, you know, they want to maximize it as much as possible because it's a win-win situation. You give us a Strange Fake servant, all the Strange Fake fans will feel more compelled to roll for that servant and spend money on that servant, and at the same time, it will also help advertise the anime itself, and it will bring more viewers to the anime who are curious, like, huh, this is a cool servant. Oh, Berserker Jack the Ripper, that's cool. Oh, he's from Fate Strange Fake. I might check it out. So it's a win-win situation if they decide to go that route. But we'll see. See, RJ666 Saber, I think that would be a little bit too soon. A little bit too... Oh yeah, the CEs too. I might end up rolling just for the CEs. Because they love to put, like, Gil in one of them. And it pisses me off because I'm just like, we can only pick one, but now you put Gil in this CE, but then you put someone else in this CE, and I kind of want both. And I can only pick one, so I gotta roll. So we'll see. If the CEs are sick nasty with the sauce, I might actually have to roll. Now again, the event doesn't start until the 11th in Japan, the 10th depending on where you live. So there's gonna be no gacha rolls in this live stream or in the end of this live stream or whatever. We're just here to chill and react to the news together and just talk about random shit, pretty much. That's all we do in these streams, to be fair. If we're not rolling, we're just talking about random shit. They could add Rama's wife. For Chaldea Boys, no. There's no way. To release a waifu in Chaldea Boys would be kind of crazy. Flat would be cool. Flat would be sick. LCDs will probably not be candidate, can he? You never know. You never know. I meant in general. Yeah, no, yeah. In general, I think Sita is 1000% going to come out in the future. Granted, from a lore perspective, they can't exist at the same time. If you've read the Singularity America, like that's kind of like the big thing with Rama and Sita, like lore-wise. Like they can't exist in this at the same time. So when one is summoned, the other one can't be there, which is kind of fucked up. So maybe they will put like a crazy mechanic where you can't put them in the same team, which would be so messed up. But if they want to be lore accurate, okay, I think they're gonna reveal the CE art, so that's cool. Again, if you guys want to watch the stream without my filter and you want to hear the audio, maybe you understand Japanese, the link is in the description. But otherwise, I'm just reacting to it and I'm just chilling, just reading chat. Game mechanics that can never be in the same. That's what I'm saying. That'd be so fucked up, though. All right, let's see the CE. Who's gonna be the Knights of the Round? Okay, so far so good. I'm not rolling for that. For my Knights of the Round dick riders out there, then that's a pretty cool CE to see. Why not? Oh no, if it's Agravain, I mean, I'm not rolling then. If it's Agravain, I'm not rolling. He hates women, bro. You guys shouldn't like him unless you hate women too. Then that, you know, I can't fuck with you, but it'd be like that. All right, next craft essence reveal. For all the Richard fans out there, it's true. It's Gil in a dress. What? He's cool, to be honest. Aggravate? No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Like, if we're talking about FGO lore, Aggravate, I don't know about that. Oberon. Yeah, that's Oberon. Who's that in the back? Red hair? I assume I saw a horse, so I just automatically assume red hair. Is that a little bit racist of me to assume? Oh, I see a horse. Okay, it is him. Oberon Shakespeare. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, red hair. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Why did they get like a special little trailer thing, but then the previous CE didn't get shit? They just kind of revealed it. Yeah, that's a cool CE. That's a cool CE. Fucking Oberon, Shakespeare, and red hair. Yeah, they get like a little special like intro thing. I think because they know like a lot of people aren't gonna go for that one. The Lostbelt 6 glaze, you know. If they figured out if they slap anything or anyone from Lostbelt 6 into a craft essence or into a new servant, they're guaranteed to make money. That's just how it is. Lostbelt 6. Oh yeah, both CEs are basically British related in some way or fashion. We got the Knights of the Round in one, and then Oberon in the other. You know, Lostbelt 6, yeah. Aggravate is based like Gilgamesh. Okay, to compare the two is like, that's just an insult, bro. That's an insult. You're probably trying to rage bait me. It's not gonna work because that's such a ridiculous statement. Like, all I could do is lightly laugh. Haha. That's all I could do. To give it any more attention would be giving it too much credence, and I'm just not gonna do that. Wait, is it finally time for Galahad to be released? I don't know. Maybe it low-key could be Galahad now that they're showing the CEs. I guess it could be Aggravane too, but like, come on now, ain't nobody got time for that. But we'll see. Okay, so those two CEs are the only ones that they're gonna be willing to reveal, I guess. Until the event comes out. Again, it's not coming out tonight. It's coming out in a couple days. Nah, Galahad has to be a shielder. He cannot be a ruler. He would have to be a 5-star shielder. Come on now. Yeah, Galahad has a decent chance. Decent chance. I don't know, Moriarty. I don't know. I see. If it's Galahad, I will not roll for the mongrel. The Galahad hate is so funny. It's so funny to me. I can't wait for Ordeal Call 2 soon. I know, dude. I'm gonna be streaming it in a couple days. Still need to schedule that stream. Can't wait to read it because I don't read it on stream because I like taking my time with it, right? And I like to read it with me girlfriend, right? But I heard it's like the best. Like, I know what happens, like, roughly, but I heard it's the best Ordeal Call story-wise, which is exciting. Because I feel like Ordeal Call 1 was alright, you know, it had its moments, but it was, like, pretty weird compared to other singularities and Lostbelts and chapters. And then I heard Ordeal Call 3 is just a clusterfuck. It's, like, even worse, as far as being, like, okay, what the fuck is going on? I feel like Ordeal Call 4, because it is the last one, I feel like it's looked at a pretty positive light, but I know Ordeal Call 2 is like the goated one. Ordeal Call 2 is like story-wise, character-wise, especially if you're a big Jalter fan, which most people are, you know. It's good content, and it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Did my best to avoid spoilers. Okay, so basically everyone dies. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Oh, there's the other Cs, I think, or is that the past Cs? No, those are the past Cs. Never mind. Those are the past Cs, I was about to say. I'm also spoiler free when it comes to Ordeal Call 2. Yeah, I guess it'd be like Ordeal Call 3 is which class? It's Moon Cancer, right? Is it Moon Cancer? I think it is. But it's such a confusing, like, Ordeal Call. Like, on top of my head, I'm pretty sure it's Moon Cancer, but yeah. Okay. Come on, show us the servant, bro. You show us the Cs. Or at least some of them. Come on. Do this. I'm just waiting for him to do this. And then Dick swinging. Dick is going to be swinging so hard. This stream is going to become, going to get flagged by YouTube because my Dick is going to be swinging. Still sad there's no Foreigner or Ordeal Call. I know, dude. Foreigner is my favorite class. Just like from a lore perspective, just how interesting the class is. The fact that they didn't dive deeper into it with like a dedicated chapter revolving around the Foreigners is such a crime. And I know Natsuya said that he's gonna surprise us with a Foreigner chapter, but like the more time that goes on, the more I'm like, when the fuck is that gonna happen? Because the Ordeal Calls are done. Part 2 is technically done. The part we're at right now doesn't seem to hint at a Foreigner thing, but you never know, I guess. Snowy Castle, Heracles. I know, right? I see the snow. I'm just like, I don't know. What weapons do you plan to use for Monster Hunter Stories 3? I plan to use Longsword, Hammer, and Bow. Longsword, for sure, definitely. Hunting Horn, because I like the buffs that you could give to the party. Even in like the main Monster Hunter games, I like being able to support the party. I'm not a hunting horn main, but when I play like a light bowgun, for example, I like to use friendship and stuff and skills like that just to help the party along with healing. So I'll probably use hunting horn and then either bow or maybe light bowgun just to stick with the theme, because light bowgun's my main in the actual mainline games. So I'd like to keep that theme going on. Yeah, probably those three, maybe. I'll think about it. Okay. Oh, is that? Oh, Jack the Malay. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My main call. I told y'all. I mean, it's kind of obvious. It was a little bit obvious, but yeah. I mean, Jack the Malay. Okay, there you go. You got a lot more sheep around his neck now. Oh, we got a full ass trail. Okay, I can't show that because copyright's a bitch. Okay, well, okay, it only lasted 50 seconds. There you go. Saber, 5-star Jack the Malay. Okay, yeah, there you go. There you go. It's the obvious pick, but it is, you know, releasing a 5-star Saber 2 months after Lord Logress is kind of crazy. So he better, you know, deliver, because people are gonna be like, oh, you got power creep. Oh, power creep. Oh, Logress is so much better. I'm just like, okay, well, whatever. Yeah, I know 5-star Saber gets crazy, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. Same artist as normal Jack the Malay, as well as the same artist as Hokusai, Abigail, and Yang Guofei, if I'm not mistaken. Same artist. So in terms of art, I'm sure it's gonna deliver. I mean, this is an ascension that's already different from what we see. When I saw the blue flames, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, Azrael? But no. Okay, it is the Saber Jack the Malay. Okay. I like normal, or like, it's not even normal. I like foreigner Jack the Malay. So even though this Jack the Malay is completely different in terms of personality, but I feel like, should I roll for him? I didn't even think about that. Like, do I even want to roll for him? Like, he was the one I was calling, but now that he's officially like the servant that's coming out, do I want to roll for him? Yeah, he looks cool. He's pretty sick. Yeah, he looks sick nasty with the sauce. I like the shield with the fire action, with the blue flame action. All we need left is the Guild Clone and the Santa Servant, and FGO has all arcade servants. That's true. Yeah. That is true. So I guess Sita is probably going to come out at some point in the future, because she's the only heroic spirit from that's not a costume or an altar or whatever from arcade that's not in the base game, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think he'll be? Arts, quick, or buster? I think because normal, I keep saying normal, but like foreigner Jack the Malay is quick. I feel like he'll be quick too. Just keep it kind of thematic, you know, both Jack the Malays are quick. I think that would make sense. It would be interesting if they make him a buster. Especially a buster AoE, because again, oh, power crept Lord Logress. Like, yeah, okay, that would be kind of weird. If they were to make him a buster, at least make him single target. But even then, I think they should just keep him quick, if anything. My Kind of Abduction, that's what the event is called. CBC2026, My Kind of Abduction. Alright. Bet. He was Buster in arcade. Ooh, okay. That doesn't bode well. That doesn't bode well, but okay. No other new servants? Usually with Chaldea Boys, it's usually just one new servant. Either that or a old servant with a new costume. They don't usually release 2 new servants for Chaldea Boys. Again, it's not coming out tonight. It's coming out at the 11th. So there you go. It was Jack the Malay. There you go. Rama's happy this is long overdue. Yeah, that is if they allow them to be in the same team, because lore-wise they're not supposed to exist together. So they'll probably make it so there's a passive on both of them, where they can't exist in the same team, where you can't bring them both together. You're still missing the silhouette servant. That's true. I mean, that's probably not going to come out till like the next Gouda Gouda or whatever, because it looks like a Gouda Gouda servant, this last year's silhouette servant that they delayed. I would say that's or that could be maybe like the final art of Jack the Malay, although probably not. It looks like he was meant for Chaldea Boys, so it makes sense. Jekyll animation update is not. Yeah, no, that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to my Jekyll and Hyde and Phantom of the Opera fans, as well as Eric Bloodaxe, for, you know, the two people who are fans of him. I'm sorry. I guess you guys aren't getting animation updates or buffs. Yeah, I guess it do be like that. We got the bare minimum, which I was expecting, which was male Jack Domelay. He's literally on the thumbnail. I literally put him there because I was like, oh yeah, he's pretty likely. Everyone else I was kind of coping with. I just kind of put them there. But Jack Domelay was the main one I was thinking. Because Azrael, I don't see him coming out maybe until Anniversary. I can see him being Anniversary Servant. Galahad also feels like an Anniversary as well as a New Year's Servant. Zeus, I think they would save him for a much bigger event than Chaldea Boys. And then same thing with Camazotz. I feel like Camazotz and Zeus are like on the same level as far as they're probably saving them for when they really need the money. Whereas Jack Domelay, it's like, you know, just throw him in here. Fuck it. When we're getting Prototype Elena, she's way too high. Yeah, I agree. Prototype Elena would be sick. If you've never seen Prototype Elena, do yourself a favor, look it up. I'm sorry if I'm going to ruin your night knowing that she's never going to be released, but, you know, it'd be like that. I'm waiting for a Sieg update. Yes, I'm his only fan. And you know what? You are very brave for saying that, and I will admit, and I've said this in the past, so it's not really a secret, I'm actually cool with Sieg. I don't understand the hate with him. So, you know what? I appreciate somebody who actually admits to like him. Now, I'm not saying I'm the biggest fan of him. I'm not saying that. But I certainly don't hate him at all. Like, most people hate him. I'm just like, I'm cool with him. He's aight in my book, you know? He's aight. Crosscal, I'm proud of you. That's crazy. Yeah. Proto Elena is kind of sick nasty, bro. Kind of sick nasty with the sauce. Sieg is kind of a nothing burger. Oh man. See, there you go. Here comes the haters. Here comes the hater potatoes. Here they go. Here they come. Hey, he's alright. He's alright. He's not the best. I'm not like, you know, jacking off to him every night or anything like that, but like, you know, he's alright. Okay, so I don't know what they're announcing with a couple months from now, but I guess something's happening. Oh, I think the next chapter, right? The next chapter is not scheduled until a couple months from now. Until June, right? That's what they're saying. Oh, they have a roadmap. Okay, so Chaldea Boys until pretty much the entirety of March, and then next month. Oh, you guys will not be happy about that. It looks like next month is just going to be Grand Duels. We're just going to rerun the Grand Duels with the 0 Storm Pods. So get ready for April, because April doesn't look like they got anything planned. At least based on that. But hey, I actually don't mind. I don't care. I'm just going to bond farm, do my thing. But I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, it's end of service. Game's dead. Dead weeks. Dead month. It's like, alright. It's been like this for like 4 years now. Like, get with the program, y'all. It do be like that. Yeah, June, I guess, is when we're gonna get the new chapter. We're gonna get the new chapter. So, type 1, if you're gonna be going for Jack Domelay, just like based on what we've seen, we obviously don't know his skills, we don't know his NP, we don't know his ascensions, but just purely for the character, are you gonna be rolling for Jack Domelay? Type 1. Type 2 if you're not. You're just completely not. And I guess type 3 if you're gonna wait and see. I guess I'm a 3 person because I kind of want to go for him. I'm gonna wait and see if his ascensions are sick nasty. If I'm a fan of his character based on like the translations and whatnot, and if he has a line with characters I care about, then yeah, sure, I'll roll for him. But as of right now, I'm gonna wait and see. Because I'm cool with him. I don't hate him. I certainly don't love him like that, but you know, I might have to throw a quarter too. I might end up rolling anyway for the CEs because they like to put servants I like in the CEs, and I just kind of want to get them for collection purposes. So for those guys who typed 1 and are going to be rolling for him, I wish you guys good luck. Again, if you like the stream, and if I do end up streaming rolling for him or rolling for the CEs, if you like this stream and that stream, you're guaranteed to get him straight up. But a guaranteed stream that is going to happen is Ordeal Call 2. Which is going to be at the 11th of this month. So if you guys want to chill and hang out with me, it's going to be more of the same, except I'm going to be more locked in playing through the chapter. And if you guys want to just hang out and tell me your gacha results and whatnot, because I don't know if anyone's gonna be rolling for Marie Antoinette Altar. If you are, then I wish you luck as well. For sure. I'm only NA, but when does it come to NA? When it does come to NA, probably not. Okay, well, there you go. After Lord Logress, it's difficult to roll for Saber when he's supposed to be Buster. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Again, I don't really care about the power crypt and stuff like that. If he's a cool character with a cool design, then like that, to me, that's more than enough reason to roll for him. Because even with Logress, as good as Logress is, I'm just like, I really have an NP for Ibuki Saber. Yeah, she's probably not as good as Logress, but I don't really care about getting another Saber at this point. So my Ibuki's doing just fine. Yeah, favorites over meta. I do be like that, generic. Yeah. And I got her within, what, one multi-shot, I think? So I feel like I should be biased with her, but I really don't care. Don't have Lord Logress, that's a win-win. There you go. I have her, but like, let's see. I only have her NP1 to be fair, so if I got more copies of her, maybe I'd be more of a glazer. But like, literally, she's still, look, she's still bond 1. Like I used her once for the stream, and just to like playtest her, but then I was just like, okay, back to it. Like, I don't really care that much. I care more about using my Ibuki, who's bond 13. I love me some Ibuki action. I think I have glasses fetish. Hey, generic, you and me both, man. You take a character that's like maybe a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 even. If you slap glasses on them, bro, automatically skyrockets to 9, maybe 10 out of 10, depending on the character. Okay, I think the stream is done. I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. I thought it was, but maybe they're gonna have like a live performance or something. In which case, it's gonna be done for me because I ain't gonna be streaming that. Logress is easily the most flexible buster server in the game. And I think that's also what doesn't help, because I don't... Like, when it comes to farming, I rely on Quick and Arch just because of Summer Tiamat, so having a new meta buster server, I'm just like, okay, I guess. I mean, doesn't really work with my Summer Tiamat, so bye. And unless it's like a Gilgamesh, like a Proto-Gil buster servant, I really won't care. If like a buster servant that's broken comes out, like, I really don't care. Persona 4 must be your fetish game then? My cousin's super into Persona, like I said before. And I just don't have time to like get into it. Like I want to, but I just don't have time. Yeah, they gotta migrate all the arcade servants just because it's over. So might as well make use of these characters that otherwise won't see the light of day ever again. I remember Medusa, but I think that's how I got it from. Yeah, well, that checks out. That checks out. Her with glasses is peak design. She already has a pretty good design, but you slap some glasses on there, boom, easy mode. Absolutely. Okay, now they're just advertising the merch, so it's okay, generic. It's okay. All right, I guess that's it for the stream. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out with your boy, because I think all they're gonna do is advertise the merch. So if you guys have any last minute questions or statements, let them be known right now. Otherwise, I'm gonna head to bed and I'm gonna wake up a little bit early just so I could react to Fate Strange Fate episode 10. I've been doing weekly reactions to it if you're unaware, and I will be doing the same for episode 10, of course. We got like 4 more episodes left, so I'm a little bit sad about that, but yeah, to be honest, I kind of want Gilgamesh to become an important FGO mainstay, though probably not gonna happen. The thing is, Gil is in so much content, in Fate content, and he's been in the like one of the best chapters with Babylonia in FGO. I don't think they need to make him important in the main story again, unless it's Kid Gil, because Kid Gil hasn't really made any appearance in the main story at all. So that's like the one exception. Otherwise, I don't see Nasu or Aniplex utilizing him in a big way ever again. because you gotta think they utilize him in obviously Strange Fate, Babylonia, Fate Samurai Remnant. Granted, his role there wasn't like that insane, but he was still there. He's important in extra CCC depending on your route, of course. Extella, Hollow Iteration, like he's literally everywhere as a pretty important character for the most part, and I just don't see them utilizing him like that again unless it's Kid Gil. So that's my opinion on that. As the biggest Gil Glazer of all time, obviously I want more content with him. I wouldn't complain, but realistically, I don't see that happening. And Mary Ryder is why I am Team Quake. Hard carry me early game. There you go. Sometimes it's that early game that makes you form a bond with these different card types. That for me, Quick and Arts has always been pretty reliable. Obviously, Buster is pound for pound in terms of damage, probably the best still. But Summer Tiamat just hard carries nowadays for me. Love me some Arts and Quick teams. I feel the same goes for Ku, but the OG. Yeah, I mean, kind of. Yeah, Ku has been utilized pretty extensively. Not as much as Gil, not nearly as much as Gil, but enough to be noticeable. I mean, granted, they had to make him a caster and then, you know, fuse him with Odin to make him important in Lostbelt 6, for example, as well as like Ku Alter in America. So they had to alter him in some way. Whereas Gil, for the most part, even though he was a ruler in Samurai Remnant, so technically different, he's still essentially the same fucking character. So I feel like Gil is one of those characters you don't really have to do too much. You don't have to change that much with him to utilize him in the story, which makes him a great character. But they don't want. I don't think they want to overuse him because he is used a lot. So I don't think he's gonna be used again in the future in the main story. Yeah, Summer Tiamat for NA. If you're not rolling for her, you're crazy. All right, so that's pretty much it. Who Jack Dick Bullet? Wait, what? What are you saying? Proto needs more love. Prototype in general needs more love. Proto Guild for the win. I'm like waiting for their stream to end so I could end too. In the off chance that they randomly drop something, but I don't think they will because Kano-san's already gone. So I guess I'm ending the stream. But that's all you guys gotta say. Thank you guys for watching. Like the stream before you leave. If you're watching this as a video, I don't know how you got this far, but like the video if you like it. You know, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys this coming, let's see, what is the 11th? Wednesday, when Ordeal Call 1 comes out. I'm gonna be streaming Ordeal Call 1 right when it comes out, or Ordeal Call 2. I'm fucking that up. Ordeal Call 2 right when it comes out in this coming Wednesday, and hopefully I'm gonna see some of you guys there and chill. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Good night, and hopefully you guys enjoy Fate Strange Fake episode 10 and watch my reaction as well. Let me know what you guys think about the episode, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye, good night, yeet.